The following podcast is scheduled for one fall. From the heart of Broadway in historic downtown Cape Girardeau, this is Pro Wrestling Unscripted. It's August 29th, 2018, and you are tuned to Pro Wrestling Unscripted here on the Podzilla 1985 Network. I want to welcome you guys to the show. My name is Shannon Young. I'm going to be your host for the evening. Down at the end of the table, we have the five-star man, Asa Gray.
All five.
To my right, Allie A. Bear.
Hello.
And the Raging Cajun himself, also known as the Sweet Gentleman. And
Jervis Cottonbelly is not here.
who?
I'll explain it later.
Also known as the Southern Dandy, Dalton Anthony.
Yo.
Southern Dandy.
Dalton just wrapped up a hot-blooded edition of CCW Live with Jason Wells, Asa, and Allie. And I have to ask, before we get started on the show tonight, we got a lot of news and notes to cover. But how did it feel cutting your first real... And I know it wasn't like a this is going on chaos type thing, but it was very much a promo. How did it feel cutting an actual promo about something?
I was mad the entire time. Like, I threw my phone down in the chair after I walked off, and I legitimately thought to myself, why did I do that?
As in, you got so far into the role that you just
Yeah.
you behaved angrily even though you didn't mean to?
Yeah, I was really mad at the show on Saturday, too.
Yeah.
He actually, like, I legitimately couldn't tell. I was like, okay, am I helping? Am I not? Like, I don't know what.
When he came up to me and said Austin Lane's an asshole, and I was like, why would happen? Like you legitimately had me fooled too when you said that he slapped the shit out of me. Like it very much.
All right, let's be real. That for real happened. Like,
Yeah, he
Austin
did.
Lane did slap
No,
the
he
shit
slapped
out
the shit out of you.
I heard it. I was right there.
But it sounded like one of those things where it was planned, but maybe he hit you too hard, or maybe you didn't know. It was one of those CCW things where you knew something was going to happen, but you didn't know he was going to actually slap the shit out of you.
When we get there, I'll tell you the reason I reacted that way, because it's kind of funny.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll do that in the main event there. We'll talk about CCW. Let's get to the news of the week, though. And let's start off with, and by the way, I want to thank Asa Gray for getting this all ready, because here's what was originally going to happen is we were going to do an interview with Marco Stunt tonight. Marco, unfortunately, couldn't make it in. He is going to All In, literally. He is performing at All In.
He's in the over the budget battle royale.
And it's still weird to see that. I went to not PW Insider, 4-1 Mania, and they were previewing the card. And on the preview, it said Marco Stunt. And I went, that's still trippy to see. Congratulations to Marco. But he was supposed to be here tonight to talk to us. We'll have to do that another time. Unfortunately, he couldn't make it in. So instead, we're doing a normal show. And Asa, who I assumed literally did all of the work the day of,
No,
which is stupid, I know. I just thought, man, he must be really hustling at work.
The original purpose of that PWU chat was so when everybody saw like a story they wanted to talk about, they could throw it in there, and then no one put anything in it.
I don't see stories.
So
I bet her Facebook looks a lot different than my Facebook.
Right. So I have a Google Doc that I have as PWU. So anytime I see something, I just throw it up on there.
I can send you stories about dogs and cats and bunnies.
Sometimes my day needs it.
So a dog, like...
A big dog. Is it a small dog or a big dog?
What if it was a female dog? Speaking of bitches, let's give a real quick shout out to Silas Young.
Jesus. And this is how we're starting.
So, it's not on the list. Does that mean you actually don't want to mention it? Or
I didn't think there was any reason to mention it.
There's not much reason other than the fact that
we love Kevin.
Real quick, Kevin Huntsberger, who is a real friend of the show, he beat me in that poll
that you made.
Yeah, well, he has more friends vote for him.
I'm pretty sure I'm the only one at the table that voted for you.
I voted for him.
Okay, so
I voted for Kevin.
Oh, you piece of shit.
Shane,
Who did you vote for?
Well, I changed my vote when it turned out that Kevin was overwhelmingly in the lead. Changed the vote for myself. But Kevin is a friend of the show, and he's a good friend of all of ours. And he got some heat months ago when they were running an Angle and Stride where Roger Matthias power slammed his daughter, who I believe is 13, 14,
Yeah.
something like that. And Silas Young, Ring of Honor megastar, a future of professional wrestling, decided to go online and for whatever reason took a shot at Kevin and Stride about what happened and about Kevin being a terrible father. Well, now there's this girl who apparently is Bailey's #1 fan, Izzy, who is tag champions with Leva Bates now.
That I have no idea.
Yeah, she won a match.
She
with
won
Leva
the
Bates.
title with
I know
Leva Bates.
Yeah, I know she's been doing stuff in wrestling. I don't follow that.
I only knew about this because I saw the article about Lindsay Dorado posting about it and how he doesn't like it that a 12-year-old's taking bumps in the ring because she took a pretty nasty choke slam. Well, Silas Young came out and can't understand why people are upset about it. They play contact sports, just enjoy it. And all this, you fucking hypocrite. Like, come on, man. That is just a shitty person. And I tweeted at him, not that it matters. I literally get on my Twitter once every 6 years. Pretty much every time Castle Dracula reforms and a Belmont has to go stop him, I get on Twitter. And I believe that's every 100 years, Allie, if you're keeping track at home.
Keeping track of the curse words you're throwing out.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Sorry, I forgot about that. Who cares?
You went full Dalton.
Who cares? You guys cuss so much on the show now. I can cuss every once in a while. There's a precedent that's been set already. And if it deserves it, I think this definitely deserves it because I hate hypocrisy. And that's just like, what a shitty person. With that said, we'll get to the news because everyone at the table is looking mighty uncomfortable. When I cuss, everyone gets uncomfortable. But
That's what it is.
Well, what is it? Like, what is making everyone awkward about this?
I don't think it was a necessary thing to mention, but
we love you, Kevin.
I mean, it not only does it relate to a story in professional wrestling, but it also attaches to us personally. I think it's absolutely on the table. But there's not much to say to it other than that. So we'll move on. Xavier Woods in the news, probably with less F words, and he set a Guinness Book of World Records record. That was redundant. Asa, tell us what that's about.
This is it's the Guinness Book of World Records, and it's like full on going like the most. Because I saw the headline, and it wasn't until earlier this week. I don't remember when it happened, but I didn't know what it was. But he has the Guinness World Record for most subscribed to celebrity video game channel on YouTube. And that's just like a really like niche. It's one of those like super niche like okay, which I mean he has a 1.6 million subscribers. That's nuts. Like and it's a huge accomplishment and that's great. It's just that
it pales in comparison to your PewDiePies or your Markipliers.
Not even that. It's just like the number of qualifiers on that record.
Well, what qualifies him as a celebrity more so than a
PewDiePie
or a, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's exactly it. It's like, okay, well, like, is it because he's famous from outside of YouTube and now has gotten success on YouTube, whereas
PewDiePie was a YouTube star.
is pretty much only famous because of YouTube,
right?
So
originally, I guess now, well, I still YouTube.
No, I mean it's still because even his stuff was like he's mostly famous for YouTube Red, and then having his YouTube Red canceled because he said unfortunate things.
Yeah.
So I was checking the other and this isn't a video game channel by any means, but like Being the Elite, which is the other really big like wrestling YouTube channel. We said 1.6 million for Up Down Down. All right, this is Being the Elite. 237,000 subscribers. So that's how many more that Xavier Woods has. So that's wrestling and like probably just video games.
Yeah, but to be fair, WWE again reaches a much wider audience.
Oh yeah,
than, you know.
And video games also kind of like this is a melding of people who aren't wrestling fans. There are people who aren't wrestling fans that follow Xavier Woods, like that follow Austin Creed on YouTube.
Yeah.
And then whereas Being the Elite is kind of a
just wrestling.
That is not only is it wrestling, it's indie wrestling. So you have a more narrow margin and then an even more narrow margin.
I always thought it was odd that he uses the name Austin Creed because Austin Creed is not his real name,
right?
But it's not Xavier Woods. Like that's very strange that he would like. I don't get it. I would love to ask him, and I wish we had Austin Creed in here once.
He likes Creed because of Creed and like
Consequences Creed and
so
Apollo Creed.
He's always had that as part of his name. So
right, and I think Austin is actually his first name.
Yeah, his actual name is Austin Watson.
Yeah.
Austin Watson,
which
Austin Watson does not roll off the tongue as well as Austin Creed. So that's a good change.
But I mean, either way, it's cool.
It's
just
elementary, my dear Watson.
But yeah, it's like so you have the #1 celebrity video game YouTube channel, which it's just. But I mean, it's still neat, and like 1.6 million subscribers is an insane number when you think about it.
If we had 1.6 million listeners.
That'd be stupid.
We don't have 1.6 million listeners, but I am proud to say that we set an all-new record again this month.
I wasn't even trying to set that up.
Like, crushed it too.
Well, yeah, because didn't we have that huge spike randomly?
Did, but that was only 2 days.
Yeah.
It was a 2-day spike. But if you, and I'll probably post it on our Podzilla page because I'm very proud of it. You know, a lot. a lot of what you hear me say on the air is very much like turned up to 11, when in reality, I feel like I'm a very humble and kind of, I don't know, I'm a different person. I'm a very proud person of what we've accomplished in a not arrogant way. And if you look at our numbers in 2016 and the end of 2016 versus now, we have like 10 times as many listeners. We have climbed so high. Not only have we climbed that high, legitimately on, what is it, Real FM or Real Dot Player or something like that, we were trending, which was really cool. And we are on their list of like listen to podcasts.
Like pop culture.
Yeah. We are right below Playboy. Which, I mean, like, maybe that's just me, but like Playboy is so well known, and we are one notch below Playboy.
Weren't we like between Playboy and Talk Is Jericho?
No, I feel like Talk Is Jericho's got to be above Playboy.
Yeah, I thought his was higher. Well, because we were on it twice.
Were we really? I only saw the one.
So there was the one, like the main, like the trending, which you did have to kind of scroll a little ways to find Podzilla on the trending page, but we were still there. Still counts. But on like the right hand, it was like recommended pop culture podcasts.
Yeah.
We were up there. Like we were also there.
And we were charting under Playboy. So it literally goes, and no, it's not in alphabetical order, smartass.
I was about to say, like, I looked because like I was thinking that too. I was like, that sounds like it's a list, like because PO.
Yeah,
wait a minute.
I thought the same thing, but no, I checked. No, we are legitimately, in terms of listener base and like how many listens, we're right below the Playboy podcast. Which, again, holy shit.
Yeah,
like that's just cool.
Also, who are you people? Facebook.com/Podzilla1985.
Reach out to us. We will talk to you because we have nothing better to do with
Or
our lives.
if you want us to leave us alone, you can do that too. We just want to know who you are.
Yes,
because we love you and we want to see your picture and like name and be like,
That sounded way more creepy than I wanted
no,
to
it's
know.
fine.
Ask Zane Laney. Zane Laney will tell you how
close
much
personal friend.
Yeah, we throw affection at people. Let's get on with the news, though. Dalton. No, I missed one. Let's go to it anyway because it's a happier story. For you, Neville, no longer under WWE contract.
That's not happy. I mean,
it's happy.
If I get to see him wrestle, then yeah.
Maybe it all in.
I would love to see that.
In the over-the-budget battle royal.
I swear if they put him in that battle royal, there are better things you can do with him.
I mean, if he wins it and then it's him versus Jay Lethal for the ROH championship.
No, I want Marco to win that battle royal, though.
You know what's crazy is I think there is a legitimate possibility that Marco wins that battle royal. Legitimate. And
there's so many people in that I'm just like, I would see that match. Jordan Grace, I think that would be fun.
Virgil.
Virgil's not in it. No, Virgil is not in it.
He was listed.
What, on the official site or on?
Okay, it was on 4-1 Mania as of today.
Because he has been trying to get on StarCast, and it may just all be a story that they've just been constantly saying no to him because they don't really want him there.
I can't imagine why.
And then he got added to the match on Wikipedia that people were saying that he or someone from his team edited the Wikipedia page to add him to that.
That's sad.
Yeah. But maybe it is all just like a giant work and it's working. But I don't know if Virgil's actually on it. But that over the budget battle royal is pretty stacked with super up and coming, super. I'm trying to think of the right word. Because Marco is like blowing up right now. But there's also people on there who have been doing who are on the same track.
Right,
as Marco.
That we haven't
just maybe
seen.
A little bit more not sustained because I'm not trying to be insulting to Marco at all. But like
people have been climbing longer.
Yeah, they're like their climb has been been in the public eye a little bit more.
Because Marco, even though we love Marco and we've known Marco for over a year, 2 years at this point.
Yeah, we're getting close to 2.
He blew up a week ago at GCW and the world found out about him.
Right.
You know, the people that already know him know how incredible he is. The world found out that day.
Right.
It's going to be so weird to sit here because we're going to watch All In together. We're still doing that, right?
I believe so. Also, I just saw a thing that it's going to be on New Japan World, so we may actually get this for free. Well, I mean, let me rephrase that. We may not have to pay extra for this.
Yeah.
Wait, so really?
That got announced today.
I may not have to pay extra for this. Basically, what it boils down to is Dalton has all the streaming sites. So, like, it's airing on everything except for the WWE Network.
Ace Hawkins is excited because he can watch it.
Change the password.
Justin
Smart can watch
it. Let's not talk about it. I assumed he'd be here with us. But Neville, yeah, congratulations to Neville for getting out of that contract. They're doing nothing with him, literally doing nothing.
Well,
with
because
him.
he walked out.
Right,
like, let's not like because
this isn't that he's a victim, but I just mean in the sense that like they're literally doing nothing with him. He's sitting out his contract. Now he's free to do whatever.
They froze out his contract until they could come to terms on a release, which it looks like they finally did. He got added to the alumni section. WWE has confirmed that he's no longer with the company.
Took a year.
Yeah. But that said, like Meltzer is saying that he is free to wrestle wherever now. So either part of the release deal is that he doesn't have the no compete clause, or that no compete clause was served during that year-long stint where he was doing nothing, except for apparently working out, because people have said they've seen him just like out and around like overseas, and he's just looking real jack, baby.
Did you see the picture of John Cena today?
No.
Did you see it?
No.
You just went like real solemn and like somber, and I'm like, is he? Did he get hit by a car?
He is so ripped in that picture. Like, you remember Rock when he did Pain? What was it called? Pain and Gain with Mark Wahlberg.
Oh yeah,
where he got so jacked. That's how he kind of looks. He's not quite as jacked, but the veins and just the ripped look,
super vascular.
Yeah, he looks. Apparently, he's really getting serious about the acting, and he wants to get like the actor's physique, the action star physique, which he already had.
But to say he's had.
If he gets any more, he's not going to be able to like. He's not going to be able to grapple people.
he's like one of those old action figures that doesn't have articulation, that just kind of bends a little.
Have you seen the GIF?
Those are the wrestling figures I had, by the way.
They're garbage.
The garbage ones.
Yeah, but now
the
they're
bendy ones.
And now they're selling them again in the old school like packaging with the old WWE like.
I almost bought the cane for Asa.
Have you seen the old GIF of the bodybuilder? I think it's actually Brian Cage, of someone putting a sticker on his back. And he can't actually he can't reach it to get it off.
Yeah, because you lose all your flexibility.
Because he's so muscular, he can't actually move. John Cena needs to not do that. Also, don't do that, because then I'm just going to wonder even more why he's not Shazam.
Yeah.
Because they wouldn't have had to put a fake ass muscle suit on Cena.
I still think he looks okay.
He looks better in the trailer. When it's in motion, but that still image is just. Oh, he looks like SpongeBob in those inflatable arms.
Anchor arms.
Thank
give
you.
Give him the proper name.
They ain't paying me. Anchor Arms. We talked about being open to sponsorships last night. Anchor Arms. Hit us up.
I don't know what Anchor Arms is.
It's from SpongeBob.
SpongeBob was getting made fun of because he is very weak, and he went to the beach where all the guys, like everybody was working out, and they're all giant and swole. So he buys this product that they're like sleeves that you put on your arms, and then you blow them up, and it makes it look like you have muscles. And they have like the anchor tattoo on it.
I need that. Made me look better. Speaking of solemn, this is kind of terrible, but God, what was his name? Was it Jason
Sensation?
Yeah, he decided to. He said he was going to do a prank.
So what he did.
Well, first off, Allie, let's explain who Jason Sensation is to her. So he wasn't really a WWF guy, but he was somebody that worked with them. He was in some skits. Most famously, he was in the Nation of Domination mock where he was Owen Hart. And I think he worked with ECW as well, didn't he?
Honestly, I don't know, because he's a nobody. And after what he pulled here, his name should be lost to history forever. Because what he did is he went on Twitter and said that he successfully smuggled a gun into Monday Night Raw, and he was going to shoot himself in the head during Raw on air. Less than 48 hours after 2 people were killed in Jacksonville, Florida, in a mass shooting.
Yeah.
Fuck you. Fuck everything you stand for. He should go to jail for that.
He should. I don't understand how that. Well,
because the police tweeted that they found him. He was never even at the arena. He was never at Raw. It was all just a big joke.
That has to be the same level of. I've heard of actors or comedians making jokes about bringing bombs into airports.
TJ Miller.
Yeah.
TJ Miller made a joke about that, which he's gone on a steady decline of insanity.
Yeah.
For a while now,
still,
and it just kind of culminated there.
But there was that incident.
Yeah.
And he did get in trouble for it. And I don't understand how someone can say I brought a gun into a show and not get in the same amount of trouble.
Into a crowded event. How is that not? Which it's Canada. I guess their free speech laws maybe vary. Or I don't know what the deal is, and I'm not going to pretend to understand the legality of it. But I don't understand how that's any different than yelling fire in a crowded theater. Again, we are less than 48 hours removed from another mass shooting. So fuck him. What the fuck are you thinking?
Yeah.
Who thinks that's funny?
You said something the other day. You were talking about a comedian who was talking about if you drag up things that I wrote, it's like finding a needle in a stack of needles.
Yeah.
There is something to argue about making controversial jokes and it being okay. But this was not a joke.
Where's the punchline?
There was no humor in this. It was literally just a fake threat. And not only a fake threat, but a fake threat against your own safety. I don't get it. This is baffling to me.
Yeah.
Like, this is legitimately baffling. I don't understand what the point of this was. It wasn't funny. He didn't do anything, which I'm glad he didn't, by the way. Don't get me wrong. But, like, he didn't even show up with a fake gun for attention.
He wasn't even at the arena.
Yeah,
like, he didn't even go to the arena for attention.
It literally makes no sense. It makes you wonder if maybe maybe there's a mental, I don't know. I can't say. I don't know the guy. Yeah. But that just seems really strange to just post randomly.
Yeah.
And after all these years. It's not like this was a month or 2 months after he was on Raw and now he's not getting booked.
Right.
Like you said, I haven't heard about Jason Sensation since the late 90s.
This is the most anyone said his name in a decade.
Yeah.
2. It was the 90s.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a fact. Ugh.
So
I was a child.
So what happened to him? Nothing?
I don't know. Like, I genuinely don't know. The police said
I'm looking it up real quick.
The police tweeted that they were with him and that he was never in the arena or near the arena, so there wasn't any actual danger. But hopefully when the police were with him, they put him in handcuffs and took him to jail.
This is from Ringside. He said that he was put in a hospital, apparently. Where is it? Detained by police and hospitalized after threatening to kill himself on Raw. Mm-hmm. And he apologized to his friends and family. Said, I've been detained by police and forced to stay in the hospital after sending out that awful, thoughtless tweet last night. I honestly wasn't thinking straight. I am sincerely sorry and apologize to everyone and anyone that's affected, especially my loved ones. He then tagged WWE and the Toronto police to conclude his tweet. So, yeah, he's right. It's not funny.
Which, like, because that didn't sound like that was a, that was a, I'm gonna kill myself. Like, that didn't sound like a legit, like, suicide threat. And apparently, I think it was Russo. Someone who is friends with him, like, saw it and like reached out to him, and then I guess Russo does a stream where you can do like watch-alongs with WWE stuff with him, and he said, "Oh no, I talked to him, he was just joking."
That's not a joke.
That's not if you're making a cry for help, then good. I'm glad he's in the hospital, and hopefully he's like actually getting help. But if that wasn't like a legit like.
Do you think it was a cry for help that he veiled as a joke because he was embarrassed?
Honestly, I don't know, and I really don't.
And we can't speculate.
Yeah, and I don't want to speculate on that, but like,
you want to give somebody the benefit of the doubt.
If he, hopefully he's getting the help that he needs if he needs it. If he was just like, I'm gonna tweet this, it's gonna be funny.
It's a prank, bro.
I hope he rots in jail because 1, it's not funny to joke about suicide. 2, it's not funny to joke about I'm gonna bring a gun into an arena full of people.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. There's really nothing else you can say about it. Asa hit the nail on the head. Let's move on to Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho says that, quote, the time of me saying I will never work for anyone in the United States beside Vince McMahon is gone.
All in.
He's going to be Bernard. Well, so he has a show in Kansas. Fozzy has a show that night that said it's
cancel.
What the hell was that?
Let's not worry
Was that a werewolf?
That sounded like a werewolf.
It was
outside.
Probably SB. SB's probably
That's
outside.
a banshee. Get it right.
Dum-dum. I mean, I would love for Jericho to be Bernard.
What if it was the Darewolf?
Oh, guy would actually.
He's gonna be cool. So he's gonna be wrestling Tamatanga in Tennessee, and I really want to go to that.
That'd be a great match.
That's Overdrive, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Jericho has. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I forgot where I was going.
Yeah, I did too.
I think I was gonna go more into the werewolf bit, but it's not relevant.
Well, just think it. So the rumor, he said he was open to working with Impact.
Yeah.
He said he was open to working with Ring of Honor, and I think it's beyond time for him to do that.
So part of me, I wonder if it was because if he always said that because he was worried about... Because when he said that he would never work in America for someone other than Vince, it was before indie wrestling is what it is today. It was absolutely still growing, but it was still growing. So I'm wondering if he always kind of said that as a reassurance to Vince in case he decided, okay, I want to go back, but I don't want it to hurt my standing.
Right.
Whereas now, if he decides he wants to go back... now he doesn't have to go back. He's New Japan Intercontinental Champion. He could, if he go, ROH is bigger than it's ever been. Impact is getting its legs underneath it and is doing better and better.
The Rock and Cruise, what was it called?
The Rock and Wrestling Rager.
The Rock and Wrestling Rager is going to be a hit.
Yeah.
It's at a point now where independent stars can absolutely exist outside of WWE, and especially with a guy like Jericho, this isn't the Bucks. Where the Bucks have never been in WWE. So there still could be that box they want to check off someday.
Right.
Jericho's literally done everything.
Right.
He's done WCW. He's done WWE. He's done New Japan Pro Wrestling. He doesn't have to go back to anywhere. He could retire now and be happy, or he could wrestle the indies for the rest of his life. He can do whatever he wants. Jericho is in the best position.
Yeah. So it's super interesting to see because I think it was. Did you listen to the episode of his podcast that he did with Cody and the Bucks?
I have not yet. That's on my queue.
Apparently, like one of the things they say is they kind of mention like, oh, you'll never like, well, you won't wrestle for Impact or Ring of Honor. They say something like that, and he responds with, I mean, like he kind of is dodgy about it. But now he did another. I can't remember. I feel bad because I meant to put down who he did the interview with, where he just now flat out says like, no, that is a thing that I have said previously, but.
Do you think it also could be a work though? Because Jericho is notorious for working.
Like it could be a thing where everyone thinks he's going to go in and like have a killer match with Austin Aries at Impact, and then he shows up on Raw.
Right.
Because he can literally go wherever he wants.
He is untouchable.
Is there a wrestler that is in a better position than Chris Jericho right now?
He's the greatest of all time.
Well, not a lot of people can say they're the New Japan Intercontinental Belt champion. So yeah, he kind of wins.
Literally, only one person can say that.
And it ain't Naito anymore.
You could make arguments for other people, like people in.
I
don't know why that made me so happy.
Thing when you said Naito.
You know, anytime I put my contacts in,
you do the Naito.
Because I'm just like, oh, this is how he feels. And I poke myself in the eye.
Do you think that's how he started it? Like he was putting in his contacts one day, and then he just like stops and looks like,
that looks cool.
This could be something.
So real quick, before we move on to the next story, since we're talking about New Japan, I bought Fire Pro Wrestling on PS4.
I actually meant to put that on the list because I wanted, like, at least you to talk, because I assumed you would have something to at least say about it.
I'm a sellout. That's
not a sell.
Well, because I already have it on PC.
Yeah, he has it
Already
on
has
PC.
the
That's why I sided. Because I have it too.
Okay, how many Seth Rollins action figures have you paid for?
How many?
Shit. All right.
Okay.
NXT.
Yeah, no,
And you,
it doesn't matter.
How many
Shield.
pairs of pants do you have? Answer me that.
NXT, Shield.
Shield pants?
She's got her NXT pants. But no, it's like, honestly, I'm going to defend you. It's two separate platforms. Like, there is something to be said about
Playing on a big TV.
Playing it on a big TV, being able to like recline on your couch, which
Yes.
you have a laptop, so it's a little bit like that. But
I miss that because I do so much stuff on my laptop. I'm on my laptop all the time, whether it's work or whatever. It's nice to sit back in a chair or a couch and pull out a controller and play.
Plus, are the creation suites different, or is there kind of cross?
I don't know, because the creation suite on the PS4 version is garbage.
Really?
It's the same creation, but here's how you do it. So with Steam, you literally just click on, Dalton, you click on the workshop and you look through stuff, right? It's the same on PS4, and that's the problem, is that it opens up a browser, takes you to New Japan's website, which you then have to click on things using the analog.
Oh, that PlayStation browser is garbage.
Yes, it is. And so you have to click through stuff on there to download.
Did you see that they finally fixed the search option, though, in their store?
I did not.
That's good.
Now, instead of doing the, like, rotary phone version of searching, it actually just has a keyboard.
Oh, it took you 5 years.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's really good. They do have the New Japan Pro stuff on there. That's why I wanted to mention it, because that's not available on the PC version yet until next month. So I got a chance to play it, and I thought it was going to be, Dalton and I talked about, we could just download those wrestlers. And you can, but I will say they put a lot of work into the New Japan wrestlers. They have all new creation parts specifically designed to them, lettering, patterns and stuff like that.
They do have entrances and everything.
Entrances, music, voice samples. So they went real hard on the New Japan stuff. This is the only New Japan Pro Wrestling game officially you're going to get, basically, in America.
False. I haven't played it yet. There is a phone game.
What?
Yeah, I've not opened it. I downloaded it because I want them to know, like, hey.
I'm going to need you to start on that.
Yeah, I want to see what that looks like.
But
I do give my seal of approval to the PS4 version. It's a little choppier, especially in multi-man matches. They said they're going to fix that. Our good friend, Dreadhead Kevin Jackson, was playing it before me. So I saw him playing it Monday night, and I was like, it is coming out tonight. And I thought it was one of those things that you could play it at midnight. So I ordered it. No, he went to, I think, GameStop and got his copy at 9.
Oh, wow.
I had to wait 8 hours to play it, so I didn't get to play it until Tuesday morning.
And here's my thing, like,
which sucked.
I remember because when you bought it, and if you bought it before it officially released on Steam, you got it for $20.
Yes.
And that's the price you got it for, and that's the price I got it for.
Right.
That's without the New Japan stuff.
Right.
Which apparently is going to be around $20 as DLC.
So I paid $20 for it. It bumped up to $30 on Steam after it released. Now for the PS4 version, which does come with it comes with the New Japan stuff, but it's $50, and I'm like, I can't justify spending that on a game that I play.
But to be fair, if you hadn't already bought it on PC, you would have bought it.
Oh yeah, if I hadn't bought it on PC, I probably would have dropped $50 for like a physical copy.
$45 if you pre-ordered it, which I did, and I got that sweet Fire Pro theme for my PS4.
Okay,
that's pretty sweet.
See, I would probably have bought a physical copy.
I wanted the physical copy, but I didn't know where to go get it at.
I wanted I hated that it was a New Japan. I was so mad that it was a Japan exclusive because they had an awesome, like for $100, like an awesome box set. That looked pretty. I wanted it so bad.
They apparently had a North American version that wasn't the same thing, I don't think, but it came with what was called the New Japan Pro Wrestling Almanac, and a lot of people bought it. It was just the booklet for the game, but it was called the new. A lot of people were upset about that.
Oh, that's shady.
Yeah,
but like it's. Yeah, no, I can't defend it. I was about to defend it.
It's super cool to be able to like, Kenny Omega and those guys, and they did such a good job with it. Fire Pro is so much fun. It's incredibly fun. I'm now working on a CCW expansion. I've been making wrestlers left and right. Allie knows. She saw me.
I'm downloading the game as we speak.
The New Japan
the
one?
mobile one.
Yeah, so if I
thought you said you downloaded it.
Yeah,
right?
no, you hadn't opened it.
It's downloading because I haven't opened it yet.
Oh, it's probably one of those games like the Final Fantasy game where you download it initially, and then when you open it, it's like,
oh my god, there's Nakamura.
What?
Like as a picture.
It's in a match. It's not like it's
okay.
It's not like it's a promo shot of Nakamura holding
I just can't believe there's Nakamura right there.
All right, moving
That's
on.
cool.
Well, we'll wait on Dalton for that. Allie, since we were talking, we were just talking about something.
Chris Jericho.
There was something before that, and I wanted to bring up the whole. You heard about CurvyCon?
No.
So Nia Jax and the Bellas are set to headline a speech at a convention called CurvyCon, which is
CurvyCon.
Do you think I said CurvyCon?
I did.
Yeah, that's what I heard too. I was like, Allie, are you going?
Allie would definitely go to CurvyCon.
Oh, wow.
That
Although
is-
she could go to CurvyCon too, to be fair. And that's a positive thing. Positive thing. I can say that. I'm her boyfriend.
Why?
I said it on the air finally. Are you happy now?
Yes.
So CurvyCon is to celebrate curvy women and body image and stuff like that, right? Well, the Bellas and Nia Jax are headlining a speech there, and people online are calling out the Bellas for it, saying how plastic they are, and that why the hell are they at a place called CurvyCon? And my question was like, well, one, have you looked at them? They're very curvy, and this is supposed to celebrate body image in women. They're athletes. And Allie, I wanted you to just go ahead and drop your first F-bomb at these people that are saying this. We'll wait for it.
I'm not gonna just do that at your command.
No, I'm asking. Will you please drop the F-bomb?
No.
All right. Well, I tried.
Why don't you just... No, I was going to waste mine on just yelling at her. That's
You
not
gonna say
worth
what
it.
I said to Lee?
Yeah.
So Jeff Odell replied to that and just put hashtag classy. And at first I laughed and thought, and then I thought, oh fuck, he's probably actually disappointed in me at this point. So now I'm actually sad. Moving on, Matt Jackson from the Young Bucks apparently reached out to CM Punk to do All In, and Punk, quote, seems not to be set on not being a part of it.
That's what Cody said. So Cody, again, I wish I would have written down who he did these interviews with. But because someone asked him about CM Punk making a debut, because at a certain point, Punk did an interview and said that no one had approached him with a serious offer or who of the money and who he would be wrestling. And Cody went on to say no, I mean, we didn't know if we wanted him to wrestle or if we just wanted it to be an appearance. And he went on to talk about the presence alone that CM Punk carries, and
presence
this
of Punk?
mythical backstory behind
He's like God tier status at
kind
this
of,
point.
yeah. And so he was talking about that, and then, but apparently he said, but at a certain point, so one of the Young Bucks reached out and gave him this is how much we would give you. This is what, they made him a real offer of, which I have to assume is how much he would make and what he would be doing. And he declined. And then, because in that interview, he talks more about how it seems that Punk is still focusing on, an MMA career, and that's where his priorities are, and that he seems set on not doing it, which is, and it's not like Cody was burying him or throwing him under the bus or anything.
It was just matter of factly.
Just nope. And he even said it's totally fine. That's
so.
I still am kind of, despite the whole thing with the lawsuit with Colt and some of the things that came out about that, I still think it would be neat if he was if he turned out to be Bernard, the business bear.
I'm not surprised though that he's.
Oh yeah, I'm not surprised either. But it's one of those things where.
Do you think he still has a career in MMA?
Yeah, but maybe just not in the UFC.
Maybe start small.
Yeah,
build up.
He
the
could.
reputation.
He could probably go to Bellator. Wait, did Bellator get bought by UFC?
Sorry. Bellator, I
She's about to drop the F-bomb.
I had saliva just projectile out of my mouth that time.
No.
That's why I apologize the second it happened.
I thought she was just really offended by Bellator.
No, Bellator.
That's one of her buttons.
They're
apparently.
still around because Swagger is still set to fight there.
Okay.
But yeah.
Didn't UFC just buy out one of the not minor leagues, but like one of the lesser known promotions. Like
The only one I know for sure they bought Strikeforce.
Strikeforce.
Yeah,
that's
but
okay.
that
was years
was
ago.
that was how Ronda Rousey got into UFC. So put that timeline in there.
Yeah. Okay. Was
Like-
there something more? Was there something between Strikeforce and now?
Yeah, because Strikeforce, the only reason I know that is because I worked at GameStop at the time, I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
And the story came out that, so they had the UFC games, right? And then EA came out with MMA.
Yeah.
EA MMA, which worked with Strikeforce.
Yup.
And the rule that UFC and Dana White set forth was, if we see you in this game, you will never be in UFC.
Bullshit.
Yeah, which was total bullshit. Absolutely.
Nick Diaz. They tried getting Emelianenko like 4 times. Let me think. There's other ones.
Belfort was in it. Well, I guess, no, I don't know. if
Alistair
Belfort was in
Overeem was in it.
it. Was Overeem in it?
Yep, Overeem was in MMA, and then like a year later was in UFC Undisputed 2000 or UFC Undisputed 3. I'm a nerd.
By the way,
also, yeah, no, Bellator is very much still a thing. They have
Okay.
their next card is the September 29th. I won't be watching that.
no, you'll be busy. Wink. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh God,
Also,
they're gonna do.
Fire Pro Wrestling World has a MMA mode.
Yep.
Called Gruesome Fighting. It's in a cage because some of the wrestlers have full MMA movesets, like they're actual MMA fighters.
Yeah.
And they have cage fighting called Gruesome Fighting, and it has different rule sets and everything.
And it has like
It's awesome.
That's kind of neat.
It's really cool.
That's kind of like because like in the UFC games, the stand up mode where it's
Yeah,
more
where
like
it's
a fighting,
boxing
where it's like
kinda.
a fighting game.
yeah.
That's neat.
Yeah,
Can I do
it's
one
really,
more,
really cool.
like nerdy UFC game thing.
Yes.
Yeah, go
Whenever they had the Pride fights, where like it was the Japan MMA rules, like where you could just soccer kick people in the head. Oh, that was so fun.
Unfortunately, they never made a great Pride game.
No,
they had
just
one
the-
on like PS2, I think.
The best
It's
Pride
called Mortal Kombat.
The best Pride fighting championship game there was UFC 3 because they had that mode.
That was my favorite too, UFC 3.
Oh,
Anyway,
so good.
Back to Punk real quick. So, do you think there's any chance Punk actually this is a work? Punk shows up and does something at All In?
It's wrestling, so it's the never say never.
Right. Everything with a grain of salt.
Right. And I honestly at this point don't know how I would feel about it because it's like it would be great to see him back in wrestling because of how much because there's so many people who credit CM Punk and the pipe bomb with why they either got back into wrestling or got into wrestling in the first place.
I still remember the night of the pipe bomb. I think it was Jordan Lowry messaged me and told me to watch it because I hadn't seen it. And yeah, that was one of those things that made me stand up and go, wow.
Derek Boxdorfer.
Really? He got you?
Well, he called me and he was like, "Are you watching?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh, it's amazing."
Was that the greatest thing you've ever seen? And
Yeah,
you're
I was
like, kinda.
No. I was like, "Yeah, it definitely was." Like, it changed a lot of things.
It did.
Yeah.
It changed, made Summer Punk again, even though Ring of Honor did it before. But I hope he's a part of it. I want to see Punk back in wrestling, but I'm not holding my breath.
But at the same time, like, I've not to speak for you, but like you also recognize, like, same as me, like he doesn't owe us anything.
No.
If in a wrestling sense.
There's not a single wrestler that owes anybody anything, really.
Right.
Except, no one's going to get it now because it wasn't seen. Let's move on to WWE Evolution. 90% of the Evolution tickets are sold, and additional seats are being added due to initial demand. That is amazing. That is awesome. It was really cool to see Trish Stratus on Raw, which was very, very cool. And she looked fantastic, and she is fantastic. And the only reason I say she looked fantastic is because they did that thing that I hate whenever someone comes on like that, as Elias pointed out, I don't date women that's 60. Like, Jesus Christ. She's, 42? I think she's 42 or 44.
I'm on it.
That's sad to me that that's still like that they're still portraying
That's the
that
old-
as,
that's
oh,
the
that's
old man.
ancient. Hey, grandma.
Right.
Oh my God. Which I'm not. That's not a knock at Elias.
No,
Because
yeah,
he
'cause-
didn't say that line. Someone
Right.
told him to say that line, and I still find that disgusting.
Slap the soul out of him.
She did slap the shit out of him.
Did you see the
It was the second best slap in wrestling over the weekend.
Did you see the Sam Roberts tweet that was very quickly deleted and replaced?
I did not.
It was a picture of Raw of Elias and Trish in the ring, and it was like I could watch these two smash each other for the rest of the show. It was since deleted, and he reposted it with something like, "I could watch these two trade verbal barbs."
Oh my
It
gosh.
was super
Don't you know he turned his phone off and smiled to himself, and then he got a message like, "You better take that down." Oh no! Do you know what smashing means?
That's what the kids are saying.
And then he sent him the Urban Dictionary definition. That makes it worse.
This is what I meant.
That's good for them because they did also announce today that they're running another show in Saudi Arabia. November
They are?
2nd. Yes.
Did they officially announce it, or was it?
I read officially announced. This is from
Okay.
4-1 Mania. I haven't talked to my insider experts yet. Dalton, did they say that? You're my insider expert.
Jesus Christ. I was just like, the second you said insider sources, like he's going to ask me.
Yep.
Well, I mean, it's great timing. Oh yeah, no, because I think it's supposed to be like the month after, isn't it? Like it's supposed to be the month after Evolution.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is great timing because they are currently about to put to death a woman protester.
Yes, they are. Was told to me today. I did not know that.
Yep.
Yeah.
She is scheduled to be put to death because she's a protester.
Yep.
Not that, she killed like babies or, is like
Or is a murderer or
Yeah.
did something terrible. And yeah, it is confirmed. They are returning November 2nd. And yeah.
power of the dollar, y'all.
Well, WWE is going to be in the forefront of change in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Billy's
So-
really happy I just said that.
So, we try not to get too political on this show especially, but how, other than money, how can you condone going to a place that is literally killing a woman for protesting and putting an all-male show on? And, like, that's just... I think I said this today when Tony Aldridge was in, and we were talking about it, and I said at some point you have to have a moral high ground and go, you can't, even no matter how much money you throw at me, I won't do that. And I think this is that point for them. Well, actually, it was months back, but...
We live in America where we do a lot of messed up stuff enough as it is.
So would you say this is America?
Yeah.
I get the reference.
I do, but what I'm
Yeah,
saying is
wait
like,
till they listen to the show and then I play the music.
no, it's just one of those like, it's disgusting that they're going back to it, but you can't tell me like, yeah, no, they shouldn't go because they do this, that, and another. I was like, yeah, we have our own problems.
Yeah,
and
but you
we're-
can't compare beheading. You can't compare killing a protester to what happens in America, especially like. I mean, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, but it's
I
like,
get what you're saying, but
and I don't think I'm doing the smile because I'm about to shut
No,
you
no,
down.
no,
It's just
no,
one of those
no.
like, I mean,
I get what you're saying
we're
between
not beautiful
racism and
as-
yeah,
we're not a shining beacon of how we should treat people. If all of their shows were exclusively in Canada, I wouldn't have a word to say. I would just be like, yeah, no, they're perfect.
But I
They can go to the doctor for free there.
well, shit, maybe I should over there. I still think Saudi. I think it's a mistake. But
They
whatever.
would have charged you $10 and gave you a free fish for your hernia surgery.
and they would have apologized for charging me.
yeah, they'd have been like,
my
sorry, we have to
favorite
charge
part.
you this, but take this fish.
And Josh and Alan work at the hospital and everywhere else there. It's just press start to join as far as the eye could see.
Oh man,
I like them.
I do too.
Anyway, let's move on. We'll get hot talking about this, but congratulations to them. I'm very happy this women's show is selling out because I was legitimately worried. There was a part of me that was worried that it wouldn't do as well because of not that it wouldn't be a good show, but that there's that male-centric society that goes, well, if Roman's not on it. By the way, Roman #1
Merch seller.
Yeah,
Which good for him.
I mean, yeah, but he passed Cena, who, when was the last time he was on WWE?
I don't
WrestleMania.
know.
WrestleMania.
Oh, was it? Yeah, when he got his ass handed to him by Undertaker.
Yeah,
Oh.
and now he's just, and it's like, and Cena was still the #1 selling merch seller. Like, I think that says something, but
Yeah.
I don't know. Also, just to, like, and then we will move on, I promise.
Sure.
But the woman is 29. She's set to be beheaded, along with 4 other people for peacefully protesting for human rights. Amnesty International, I'm not going to try to pronounce the name because I'm just going to butcher it and I don't want to do that. And 4 other individuals are now facing the most appalling possible punishment simply for their involvement in anti-government protests. We are urging the Saudi Arabian authorities to drop these plans immediately. So but buy your tickets to WWE.
Dalton, tell
The
us
forefront of-
how that is as bad as America.
Okay.
No, I'm not going to do that because
About
that's
to
a shitty
say,
thing to ask you.
about
no.
to say, is like
I'm not
I
gonna do
can
that
start
to you.
going down some things, but I don't really want to.
It turns out everything's shitty.
Yeah,
It is,
That's the rule.
except for Canada.
Hey, speaking of Canada,
maybe Tony Flood. We're misunderstanding him.
was that like Canada, Alabama though, or something? Is there a Canada, Alabama?
I don't think so.
And it's
Josh
called
Allen.
like Canal.
All right, actually, I know Alan doesn't listen to Josh. If they are, please tweet us if there's an Alabama version in Canada. Like if you have your own Alabama.
You know they have their own hick towns.
Yeah, but they're-
Quebec.
we don't.
I know
there.
it's Quebec because they all speak French and you don't like them.
You're
Which
sure
is
it's
the
not
one-
Sackville?
Did you say Sackville?
Does
There
Sarge
is a
live there?
place in Canada called Sackville.
Whichever the
I don't
place.
appreciate you stepping over Allie saying Sackville.
Can you say it one more time?
No.
It's funnier than if she would have.
I feel like whatever place films Trailer Park Boys is probably the trashiest place. Is that Nova Scotia?
Probably.
I'm pretty sure it's Nova Scotia.
I'm gonna text out Josh right now. And be like, "Is there an Alabama? Like, do you guys
And then
have?"
ask him if he likes Trailer Park Boys.
All right, cool. I'm on it.
All right, let's move on from there. We're talking about Toronto. It's going to host SummerSlam 2019. Good. About time.
Isn't it? Is this the first time it's going to be not in Los Angeles in like 60 years?
Which one?
SummerSlam.
It hasn't.
The hottest party of the summer.
SummerSlam hasn't. SummerSlam wasn't in Los Angeles this year.
Was it? Okay.
No,
I
no,
thought-
it was.
Wasn't it Florida?
Yeah, it was in Florida. I think.
Oh, I don't know.
There was like a good 5 years where it was,
Okay.
but like the last 3 years it hasn't been.
Okay. I don't pay attention
Shit,
to
no,
like,
it was in New York.
It wasn't in. It wasn't in.
It
Los
wasn't in
Angeles.
Los Angeles. I just thought they always made like okay. So I'm glad you at least said that there was a solid stretch that they did that.
Yeah,
So I'm
'cause,
not
like,
crazy.
They always like had Hollywood people there, and that's how they sold it.
Yeah.
I'm looking it up.
But that's cool. I mean, I just
Actually, no, you're wrong. It's okay. Both. Brooklyn has been the past 4 years, and Los Angeles before that for the past like 6 years.
Okay.
So Brooklyn and LA have traded back, and before that it was different every year. They did have it in Toronto in 2004.
Huh. But it's cool. I mean, but it's cool that they're going. They were in Canada for Monday, and that was a. I like the Canadian crowds.
It's like Bizarro Land.
I mean, they cheer who they normally boo. And
They
one
booed Roman Reigns.
there was I think it was Botch Spot was the comic where it's like, oh, they boo who they normally cheer, and it's like Roman's in the ring, but then it's oh well now they're showing love to because when Nia was a face. And they're like, yay, they're cheering for Nia, and then they're cheering Daniel Bryan and stuff. Like, oh, these wild, like, they just never would have normally.
If I were them, I would say that every time a wrestler comes out, they roll a D20, and they have to get a certain amount to get cheered. So it's random.
You roll a D20, and it's like evens or odds.
Yeah,
Of
yeah.
what your reaction's going to be.
What do you get? A 6. Well, boo 'em. I don't care who it is. All right. Last thing before we get into Raw, SmackDown, and All In and CCW. It was announced at the UK tournament, wasn't it, that Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate are going to be in 2K19? I'm both excited about it and a little sad that apparently as of right now, those are the only two from the UK show that's in it.
The way their contracts work, I'm sure they will be the only two. Trent Seven, maybe. But you would think that they would announce that with him and just have British Strong Style all together.
Who's the other guy in Mustache Mountain?
Trent Seven.
Oh, that is so British Strong Style is that? Yeah, okay.
All right.
I gotcha.
You want me to explain it?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, Mustache Mountain is Tyler Bate and Trent Seven.
And then when they add Pete Dunne,
It's British Strong
British
Style.
Strong Style.
Yeah.
Okay. Remember Miss Midwest Strong Style? Cody Wilson?
I do.
Yeah.
It's sad that he's
I
on
wore
so
that
many
shirt.
lists now.
I wore that shirt the other day.
So many lists. Don't
So-
wear
Someone
that
definitely,
shirt.
someone complimented me on that shirt because they absolutely thought it was the Metallica shirt.
What'd you think about the entrance? Stop texting Alan and Josh and talk to us. They'll wait. They're Canadian.
The models look fine. Like the Pete Dunne, actually, I really like. The Tyler Bate, something just
I didn't
looks
see the Tyler Bate one. I just saw Pete
something
Dunne.
looks a little off. I can't tell what it is. The animations of Pete Dunne holding the belt in his mouth look god awful. The belt is floating.
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
we watched it Monday night. I think you showed me because you wanted to point out
Why the hell were you here?
because we recorded commentary.
We did record commentary.
Oh, yeah, 'cause I was showing you guys.
Yeah.
Oh, I am sorry.
Wow, that's all.
because
of us
yeah,
except Asa.
the
Including you.
the physics on
I knew.
the physics on the belt were real like jerky. Like anytime it would move,
Like it would rip
anything-
his teeth out if they actually moved that way.
Yeah, and then also because we also made fun of the
Oh, the announcer.
of JoJo. Well,
Yeah,
let me correct that.
and
Yeah, not making fun of JoJo, making fun of the way the game programmed
JoJo.
that intro.
Yeah.
Because it was the following contest is scheduled for one fall, and
Dalton sneezed him so hard.
Pete
Yeah, it was pretty
Dunne,
bad.
and then there was like a cut off bit of audio at the end, like which again, it's not the final product. That
No, but
might
we
just
said
be
that
an
about
early
what
build.
2 years ago or last year. We were like, well, it's not the final product, and then that audio was still in it.
What was was it 2 years ago where it was part of the DLC and King
Oh, it was 2 years ago. Yep.
where King recorded audio, like they were recording in the recording session and he messed something up
And they left it in.
and they left it all in and then he re-recorded. It's like, okay, oh yeah, the Godfather sure loves to, oh, that's not the line. Okay, all right. Go again? Okay.
And they left it in.
Oh man, the Godfather sure loves to party, and it's like they left the entire thing in. Like,
That was great.
how careless
That
can
was
you
great.
be?
And did they mention the Young Bucks or something in one of the
No,
commentaries? Who was it?
They've mentioned CM Punk. and-
Corey Graves called something the Meltzer driver.
Was that it?
He made there was a reference to the Young Bucks that Corey Graves like slipped in there because I don't know if it was
Because they
calling
don't care.
Yeah, I don't know if it was the Meltzer
probably thought it was
driver
funny.
or more bang for your buck, maybe.
I mean, that's what the move is called whenever they do. Like, that's
Right.
what WWE, like, that's what the game calls that tag team move.
But Corey Graves absolutely slipped in a specific reference to the Bucks that made it in.
And good on him, by the way. All right, let's
Doing the Lord's work.
let's talk about let's start with talking about Raw. I did watch a little bit of Raw. We mentioned earlier about Trish Stratus coming back. That was cool to see.
Yep.
Anytime I can see Trish is really cool. She is by far my favorite women's wrestler of all time, and that's been forever. Like, well, not the moment she walked onto the set, because when she first walked onto the set, she was a part of TNA.
Yep.
Do you get it? It was
I know.
Test and Albert.
Albert.
But she would always say, "You all came here to see TNA."
Yeah.
Ha ha. And she had the super low cut shirt, the mini skirt, and a cowboy hat, which was
8-year-old Dalton didn't get it. I just did Test and
odd.
Albert. That made sense.
Then she
And Test with and all of his fans. Were you a testicle?
Yeah.
Jesus, cool music.
We were just
though.
hanging around. It was weird.
Love Test music to that last theme that he had. Anyway, this is and then it would go the.
And the weird pan flute for no reason. Oh no, that was the original, but not his
Don't listen to that.
his ECW theme was a little bit more.
And then Trish Stratus did the thing where she was kind of a wrestler, but she also stripped down to her bra and panties and barked like a dog in the ring for Vince McMahon. Jesus Christ, that was terrible.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
This is America.
Oh. But
This is Vince McMahon.
but then she earned her stripes to the point that she was like one of the best wrestlers, and it's legendary.
She just kept getting better.
Yeah, never quit, and eventually got one of my favorite quotes from her was, "I can either kick a little ass or show a little ass." I don't know why that always stuck with me. Like, that's such a good line.
Stealing it.
It'll work for you. So Trish was on Raw. She slapped Elias, and that was the only thing I saw from Raw other than Kevin Owens.
They also brought it, like, Alexa Bliss came out and like introduced, because it was, what was the match? It was
Alicia Fox.
Alicia Fox with Trish and Ronda against
Wait, wasn't Natty there too?
Natty. But Natty was on the. Wait, did Trish go back? I don't remember who it was, but Natty was out. Oh no, Natty was wrestling. It was Natty versus Alicia Fox. Natty had Ronda and Trish, and Alicia had
Mickey James.
and
Alexa
Alexa Bliss.
Yeah.
So that kind of set up a little bit more of that match that got announced
On Twitter?
randomly on Twitter.
Allie, do you remember when Mickey James invented the V-trigger against Trish Stratus? In one of the only clips you will never see on WWE Network. She clearly does.
I've
because
seen
she's
it.
not responding to you
She's
at all.
aware.
She put her hands in the...
Dog,
Okay.
we get it. You don't get this anymore. Oh, it's
What-
empty. Dang it.
It's all gone.
Dalton's already gone full throttle at this point.
We were recording that time.
No. We let the awkward silence set in. That deserves it. I want people to look at their phones, be like, "Oh, was it so stupid it shut off?" Like my podcast listening service of choice is like, "No, I'm pulling the plug."
If I wanted to go full Andy Kaufman, I would put a 10-minute silence in between that and when we responded.
The New Japan Game's at 85%.
All right, we're going to get it before we go. What else happened on Raw?
Kevin Owens answered Seth Rollins' open challenge, cut an amazing babyface promo, talking about how he refused to leave his home country without a championship. He went on, and then eventually was like, I can think of no better place than. Oh no, I can. I would rather be in Quebec. And then he started speaking in French, and the crowd immediately turned on him.
Because that's their Alabama.
Apparently, what he said in French was, "What? You used to like me? You don't like me anymore? Whatever. I don't care. You already bought my new shirt." Because he had it was KO, but it was with the maple leaf behind it, and it's red and white.
Oh, yeah. They've had that shirt before.
Yeah, so he's
That's
like,
pretty cool.
So I guess they did a reversion of it. But he's like, "Yeah, I don't care. You already bought my new shirt." Him and Seth had an amazing match. I wasn't super with Seth won, and then Kevin Owens sold frustration in the ring and then quit. So
Quitting angles are my second favorite behind I can't win anymore angles to really put over somebody.
so he quit. They moved his profile to the alumni page.
Turns out he really quit.
Yeah,
I mean,
it all in.
Yeah. Oh my God. What if he does? And it's like, oh shit, I guess they weren't
they
joking.
reform Mount Rushmore. Yay!
Do it.
Also, I do know this thing because this was pretty controversial that Braun Strowman.
I was gonna. Yeah, I was.
You wanted that?
Yeah. Well, I was.
You gonna
leading
hit
to-
something else first? We'll save Braun for a minute. He's not finished with us yet.
The revival beat the B team. So now they're no longer undefeated, but it was a non-title match. So
Took the mic and said that they've been embarrassing the tag division.
Did you see Scott Dawson on Twitter apologizing to Jim Cornette and all of the anyone who made a legacy in tag team wrestling because of who is the champions on Raw now?
If ever there's a tag team that just like you would think, man, they belong with Jim Cornette.
Oh yeah,
it's the Revival. Yeah.
What else? There was another
Reminds
thing.
me of that song, Mississippi Squirrel Revival.
The day the squirrel went berserk in the First South Baptist Church in that sleepy little town of Pasadena.
Are we gonna get? Why is this the PW musical episode?
You mentioned Ray Stevens. I'm gonna sing the song. You want me to do another one?
No.
If you have a
Corbin announced a match against Finn Balor, the Man, this time. Then hit him with a chair, got disqualified. Oh wait, I forgot to announce that this is a no disqualification match.
Because that's actually pretty cool.
I mean,
that's a good move, but at the same time, I'm tired of seeing Baron Corbin versus Finn Balor.
Yeah, that needs to move. Like that should have ended at SummerSlam with the Demon. So that's weird. But now he is the acting general manager because Kurt Angle is on leave of absence. That the rumor is he is spending this time training for whatever his next match is going to be.
Yeah, that he's doing an in-ring return.
Yeah.
He's actually coming back as a wrestler, which if he can still go, I think that's really cool.
But
because he's only Dalton? Is he in his 40s or 50s?
Who?
Kurt Angle.
40s.
Yeah, but between like his neck surgeries and like he's got some.
He's in his 80s at that point.
Yeah, he's
got some mileage on him.
Yeah. Man, there was something else that I wanted to talk about from Raw, but I didn't write it down because I guess I didn't care that much. But yeah, and then the Braun Strowman thing because Ziggler and Drew McIntyre.
I saw the Galloways spinning in your eyes.
Yeah, it's gone.
They challenged Roman Reigns.
Yes.
And then Roman Reigns had a tag team partner, which was Braun Strowman. Mm-hmm. And then Strowman pretty much left Reigns to get beat, and then he joined in and beating them, I think.
Strowman announced that he was going to... So it's Strowman versus Reigns at Hell in a Cell for the Universal Championship.
Right.
He announced that. And I don't remember if they announced that was in a Hell in a Cell, but I think it's either going to be or... No, they didn't announce it, but then the commentary team said that it would be. No, that happened on SmackDown. I don't know. We know it's going to happen.
Hi, Allie.
It's fine.
Hi.
I'm
Remember
so
that
hungry.
lizard?
I'm so hungry. I thought I had more
We had
left.
a lizard earlier.
We did.
The lizard actually touched. So I was going to grab the lizard. Mm-hmm. And for you, if you guys are wondering what they were talking about, really quick. So we have a cloth that we use when we record CCW Live. And we were pulling the cloth out, the tablecloth, there was a lizard in it. Mm-hmm. Which made no sense. There shouldn't have been a lizard. There was no reason for there to be a lizard. And I was going to grab the lizard and keep him. I'm not going to lie. I was going to try to keep him. But Dalton was like, don't touch it. It could be poisonous. And I don't know if that's a legitimate threat or not, because I was like, in my head, I really went, are there poisonous lizards in Missouri?
Do you know if they're poisonous?
No, I don't. That's what I'm saying. I almost called Bob and went like, all right, I got this lizard here. Can you take a look at it? Let me know if it's poisonous.
What?
What's so dying.
There are not poisonous lizards in Missouri.
How the fuck do you know that? Are you all of a sudden a lizard expert? Sorry.
Lizard expert.
It's not a herpetologist. What is this show?
I won my first fight in New Japan, guys.
I think that lizard is kind of like our rally squirrel.
No, we got way
It's
worse.
our leaping lizard.
We haven't won anything tonight.
We won something. We won something. So Strowman turned heel.
So yeah, it was.
Can I see that game? I want to see it.
Loading screens again.
Corbin made the match. It was Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler versus Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman. Roman tags in Strowman, but then he just lets Ziggler and McIntyre destroy him until the referee calls for the bell. And then Strowman enters the ring and then proceeds to join with McIntyre and Ziggler to beat down Reigns. Seth and then Dean come out one at a time.
Ninja style, yeah.
And then they get bodied, and then Strowman hits running power slams on all three, which, again, like, you have such an organic face that people are excited to cheer in Braun Strowman, and you have a really unique opportunity to have the heel shield again of them, like, because, that was another thing, is Seth Rollins did an interview and said that Roman did not tell him and Dean to shield up and help him. They decided they did that on their own because they wanted to protect their brother. That could be super interesting, and especially if you have like the Shield go back to their heel tactics
By any means necessary ways.
right? And I don't know. It's just
No, I agree with you.
it's just kind of weird. Like, but it's a weird thing to then turn Braun when really. Which I guess turning him against Seth and Dean is effective because...
Yeah, I was going to say, if you just turn him against Roman, it doesn't matter.
Right.
But also the fact that Ziggler still gets cheered, and McIntyre could easily get cheered if you just flip one little thing. It could be very easy to make Strowman the face faction, even though they did heel things.
Right.
It's like Becky Lynch. Nobody wants to cheer Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
It's just a fact, Jack.
Truth.
Yeah. Our truth.
So speaking of SmackDown, apparently he's just following Carmella trying to challenge her with Ty Dillinger hot on his heels like, no, you can't leave the poor girl alone. I can't tell if it's funny or if it's like super overstayed.
Creepy.
Yeah.
Like maybe at some point someone would do a welfare check on our truth. Like Paige would kind of go, "Are you okay?"
I think she did actually.
Good.
Like I think she made some sort of comment about like what is or maybe tied it. I don't know.
So I did like the thing where somebody challenged somebody to a match and Paige came out.
Oh, it was Brian.
Was it Brian and Brie?
Who was it? But because it made like a really awkward, like there was a long like, well, when I was general manager, I would then come out and make this match. And then nothing happened. And then there's just a pause, and he like repeats himself.
And then she comes out and says, like, she's
like out of breath.
Yeah, and she's like, sorry, my room's like on the other side.
My office is on the other side of the arena.
And I really like that because I feel like maybe they were just covering. Maybe
someone missed a cue somewhere.
But in my head, she really was watching it on the monitor and went, and she got out of the chair and ran. And she said she was wearing heels.
Yeah.
Like that in my head canon was what happened. And it was very funny.
But yeah, SmackDown, we did get Daniel Bryan versus Andrade Cien Almas. More of that, please.
Yeah.
Lisa Simpson in the mug, just like fill me up.
We also got the crowning of the New Day into the Five Timers Club by King Booker.
Say I don't care.
That was a great segment.
I loved it.
I especially love when Big E got jealous because he called Lord Xavier the Wise, Kofi the Brave, I think, and Big E. And then and Big's like, whoa, yeah, hold on. They got really cool names. Why don't I get one? You have one in your name.
Big E.
It was funny.
I like that a lot. Funny. We got Jeff Hardy versus Jeff Hardy called out Orton. I don't understand. So don't correct me. So there's usually two Hell in a Cell. Well, I guess this is the first one that there's been a dual branded Hell in a Cell.
No.
Well, in a while, though, isn't it?
I mean, since the brand split, no, but like Hell in a Cell back whenever there was still a loose version of
No. I mean like since the brand split.
Oh, yeah, no.
Because
it's always been one or the other. It's not been a duel.
So it's traditionally, there's two Hell in a Cell matches. And now,
roughly, yeah.
And now
I can't even think of it. Oh, last year was Owens and McMahon.
Owens and Shane.
And then I'm assuming the title match, which had to have, I can't remember.
I can't remember either.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, it was.
But my point is that there's usually two per show.
Yeah.
So now Raw, it's going to be
Strowman and Roman.
Strowman and Roman, and I guess
that sounds like the worst buddy cop. Strowman and Roman.
And then do we have another one announced for Raw? I think we might just have the one there. But SmackDown, it's AJ and Joe is Hell in a Cell, and then now it's Jeff Hardy and Randy Orton. Which makes sense.
Yeah.
But like
they built it up so much.
Oh wait, is Alexa Ronda Hell in a Cell?
I don't think so. God, I hope not. Maybe. It might be.
I don't know if that got announced yet. I'm sorry. This is all just we're tired and hungry.
And we thought this was a different show.
But like, man, I really kind of was hoping that it was going to go to Becky Charlotte.
Right. You mean
they
that
still
mega baby face Becky?
We'll get there.
And that dastardly heel Charlotte.
The Bar beat the Colognes and
Good Brothers.
The Good Brothers, and then
is that what they're officially called now, or is that just?
I think the club, the Good Brothers. I don't think they have
Gallows
an official
Anderson.
name yet. It's Gallows and Anderson, but depending on what part of the internet you're on.
And then next week it's going to be Sanity versus
the Usos versus Rusev Day.
Rusev Day,
because Paige told Rusev that they were in. He thanked Lana for booking the match, and she's like, "No, this is great, but I didn't do it." Well, then who did it? And it was Aiden English. So it looks like that giant split they were kind of building towards is either now reconciled because they all hugged and was
or it's going to happen next week,
or it's going to happen next week where like Aiden turns on Rusev finally, or whatever happens.
Or at least Rusev can finally get a win.
Or they'll just continuously like
build the break like Bayley and Sasha.
Yeah, they'll just drag
until
it out
8 months from now when English attacks Rusev and the crowd just doesn't care at that point.
Yep. And then they have to go to therapy.
Well, no, they're men.
Oh,
They'll
yeah,
just fight.
that's right.
They'll
They
just
can have
fight.
matches.
Yeah. It's your gender.
Jeez.
Why would you say that to me?
It's funny because he didn't. Why are you snapping?
Do not snap at
I
her,
hate this
please.
show. I
Don't
hate this
snap at her.
episode. That upward trend is like we have plateaued and now the fall.
They're gonna get to a point where like it's gonna be like, how stupid do they get?
Disagreed because the number one show on the network consistently is After Dark. People love squalor.
They just love Mandy.
Just be like, we said F word. We said the F word.
We said the F word.
we say the F word now. Love us.
Yeah.
Ratings, please.
I can't think of anything else on SmackDown.
And then the Charlotte Becky thing where why? Like just now Becky said bitch. Ooh, how dastardly.
I want to hear her with her accent.
And then she just like,
Oh, that-
good news, tune into SmackDown.
That sexy Irish accent. She's super Irish.
Have you seen Road Dogg get super defensive on Twitter about it?
No.
you mean the Road Dogg got unnecessarily defensive about something?
About
Yeah.
a WWE thing?
Yeah, well, he's the writer of SmackDown. And so like someone was like, how do you not understand that Charlotte had to go through all these hoops? Like, no. Charlotte had to do the same thing Becky did. Beat Carmella, and she did. They had the same mountain to climb. And I think it was like Alvarez maybe was just like, dude, you don't watch your own show. Because Becky, to get that match, had to beat like every woman on the roster. And like
Charlotte literally just came in and said, "I'm
showed
Charlotte."
up. Yeah. And they're like, okay, well.
It was the John Cena thing. Well, I
Yeah.
get a title match because I'm John Cena.
Yeah. Like she beat Carmella, but.
You know who my dad is?
Who is it?
John Cena Sr.
Oh.
Ooh. Well, that changes everything. It's like the like LeBron James's son won't wear his dad's number because he doesn't want to be like he doesn't want that attention. Do you know what LeBron James's son's name is?
What is it?
LeBron James Jr.
Just wear number 9. Just
like-
flip it.
It's like that headline of he won't wear his dad's number so he won't be recognized, and then someone coming like, who is gonna watch this and be like, LeBron James Jr. Dude, whose kid is that?
All right, let's stop talking about SmackDown. Let's talk about All In. It's this weekend on Saturday. And
Saturday.
Allie, give me a Saturday. Saturday.
You just did it.
Do it better.
I don't think that'll
Just-
happen.
You
Just
can do
do
it.
it.
You can do it.
Just do it.
I believe in you.
Come on.
Saturday.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
Why do we-
Is it too late to like send that audio for the Bucks and Cody so they can add this into the marketing?
I think it is.
Well, I mean, the
unfortunately.
tickets are sold out, so there's no reason to get people even
You
more
son of
There's
a
no
excited.
way they
bitch.
can add more seats based on that.
So there is the 0 hour pre-show, which is on WGN America. Which do we have a way of watching that?
No.
Do you,
I get WGN, I'm pretty sure.
All right, well then
we
bring
need
your
to
stuff.
we need to verify that.
Well, no. I can just get on you because I think it's on TV YouTube, and I can just log into. I think it is. I'll check.
Okay, we'll
Yeah,
verify.
figure that out.
If
I
not,
can,
illegal streams.
It's
first
not
hand-
what we're going to resort to.
because
No, of course not.
I want to support Marco, not
Absolutely.
illegally.
Yeah,
And we'll get like we got to figure out if I have to pay for it or not. If I do, we'll just chip in money.
Yeah,
on
that's
that.
fine.
We're good.
which I'll chip in money because I owe you money.
So, real quick question. I don't mean to derail the show. What time is that?
Well, the pre-show's 6.
And it's on a Saturday, right?
Yup.
Are we watching that here?
Oh yeah, because there's
My
not-
house is gonna be like my house isn't good.
You
for
guys
that.
are free to come to my place and watch it. It's just we can't play video games at the same time.
Can we
Is that
book
an issue?
Can we book a party for the store?
$40 an hour.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll get you that discount, but it doesn't matter. There are people still going to walk in and walk
Yeah,
over and
because-
go like, that? Who that?
What's the
Who Dale?
This is wrestling.
And
I
be
don't
like,
like-
We'll
hey,
figure it out. This is an after show topic.
Yes, it is.
So the 0 hour pre-show on WGN America is going to be the Briscoes versus SoCal Unlimited, which is going to be
Whoa.
so it's Scorpio Sky and Kazarian.
Oh, okay, I was about to say, I was like, sir.
Yeah, no, but it's but that's still SoCal Unlimited. And
It's
then
you.
and then the over budget battle royale with
Well, I'm already out because I'm looking at the Wikipedia match list because I was going to follow you. And that match is not on here.
the Briscoes versus SCU.
Yeah.
I'm on GameSpot.
Oh, wait. I found it.
Okay.
I'm blind.
And then there's the over budget battle royale. Brand Cutler, Colt Cabana, Jimmy Jacobs, Billy Gunn, Brian Cage, Rocky Romero, Jordan Grace, Ethan Page, Moose, and Marco Stunt.
And Punishment
then-
Martinez.
Yeah, and then there's Punishment Martinez, and then there will be more. Apparently, there's more added. But
Virgil.
Marco,
I'm marking out for Marco.
I'm losing my. I like legit. I am so happy.
I
Like,
will.
that's
This is
so
the
cool.
first time that I've ever been able to say legitimately when Marco gets in the ring, I can on the biggest indie show of the year, the biggest wrestling pay-per-view
Of all time.
I can say with a straight face, 1 week ago he touched my penis.
It's true.
It actually is true.
He's a handsy little fella.
He really is.
Lovely.
He really is.
And then we have.
He was dead tired too.
Oh, he was. I felt so
my
bad.
God, he's
I felt
exhausted.
so bad for him. He hadn't slept in like 2 days.
We have never seen Marco because again, if this is your first time listening to the show, or let's say you're a new listener, for
I'm
a
so
couple
sorry.
weeks,
We're better than this. So
we
tune in
truly
next
are.
week.
But
It'll
Marco
be
Stunt
better.
is a guy that we have seen wrestle for close to 2 years, like we mentioned earlier, and we have never known Marco Stunt as wrestling megastar, up and coming megastar Marco Stunt. He's always just been Marco Stunt to us. Great kid, friend of ours. So to see him on Saturday, exhausted, tired after a week of the biggest craziness in wrestling, like I legitimately felt bad for the kid.
It was weird because he usually comes up and messes with me.
He didn't, did he?
No, he just came up and was like, "Hey, Dalton, how's it going?"
He just stared blankly most of the time.
And
Well,
I was
and
just
Austin kept yelling at him to go get some sleep before their match.
Yeah,
and
it's
he's like,
go
no,
sleep
it's
on the
fine.
couch. It was like little. He slept. I know he slept that night, so he got like a good couple, like 6-7 hours.
Anyway, moving on.
But yeah, so super excited for Marco. That's going to be awesome. With the winner of that match going on to face Jay Lethal for the Ring of Honor World Championship.
Yup.
So that's super cool. There is, and then on the main card, this is not in a good order.
No, it is not. Mine isn't either.
Hangman Page versus Joey Janela, which just today got changed to a Chicago street fight
With Penelope Ford.
with Penelope Ford. Of
Ooh,
course.
she's gonna do something stupid.
She is. It's probably gonna be gross. Marty Scurll. I quit.
Marty Scurll.
Scroll.
That one versus Okada.
It's like, don't say his first name.
Kazuchika.
No, but points for
Kazuchika?
trying.
The Kazuchika.
You son of a bitch.
Little Kazu, as my the best friends call him. Did you see his shirt, or not his shirt design, but the like artwork he put on Twitter or on Instagram?
Which one?
So it's a like cartoon drawing of Okada putting him in the Rainmaker.
Oh, and then Scroll hitting the umbrella.
And then whenever he like turns him around, he like pops open an umbrella, the rain stopper. Yeah,
I like that.
That is
was
going to
funny.
be the match of the night. I'm going to put every.
Oh, man, that's a big thing to say, too, because look at these matches.
I don't know.
Marty Scurll's.
Tasty.
You have like
good.
two of literally the top.
Okada is arguably the best wrestler in the world right now.
And Marty Scurll's top 10.
Yeah, but then we'll get there. Christopher Daniels versus Stephen Amell. That's going to
be a lot of fun.
This is one of those like Stephen Amell has such a respect and love of wrestling that he's taking this super seriously, and he's legit been training with Cody and the Bucks. And
How insane is it to we saw Stephen Amell wrestle on Raw, and that was crazy. SummerSlam, yeah. And now he's actually like, this isn't a tag team match where you're like, oh, they're gonna protect him,
and he'll do one spot or
right.
something.
This is a one-on-one match against freaking Christopher Daniels,
who you couldn't pick a better person to be across the
He
road
can't
from.
have a bad match. True story. He was in a coma for 3 weeks after suffering an injury in one of his matches. He had a match in the coma, 4 stars.
It's true.
I don't remember. It was Being the Elite like 2 or 3 weeks ago. Go watch it. Christopher Daniels, no joke, on a Ring of Honor bus in the UK, does like a 4-minute promo just on Stephen Amell and just rips him apart. It was
wearing
gold.
a Marvel shirt.
Yup.
Like,
The little thing.
things.
Context.
Christopher Daniels is amazing. There is a 4-way: Britt Baker versus Tessa Blanchard versus Madison Rayne versus Chelsea Green.
I'm excited about that one too.
This is going to be
That's gonna
really
be a
cool.
good
I'm not super familiar with Britt Baker.
Yeah, that's the one I don't recognize.
Like I know the name. It's just I haven't seen a lot of her stuff. But Tessa Blanchard, Chelsea Green, and Madison Rayne are phenomenal.
Tessa Blanchard's one of the best wrestlers.
Current Impact Women's Champion.
Yeah, in general. Madison Rayne is incredible. She has such a long history of just a great wrestler, a great personality. And Chelsea Green is someone that I've really come to appreciate in the past couple of years. Introduced to me, I'm not going to lie, because she's Zack Ryder's girlfriend. But I still remember, and I'm only bringing this up, when I first saw Chelsea Green, the first thing I ever saw was a picture Zack Ryder had posted of her. And this was a couple of months, a year after he split up with Emma, right? And the people that replied, one of the people said like, wow, he really went downhill after Emma or whatever. And I thought, go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, how can people, what supermodel are you fucking?
Like, oh yeah, she's a solid 7 out of 10.
I probably wouldn't smash it though.
More than
You would kill your mother
if you got
to touch her toe.
if you had a
Pervy.
if you had a notification on your phone that she like tweeted at you, you've come to
Jizz
completion.
in my pants.
Exactly.
That's the music.
And even if it's even if it's just you were blocked by. Oh, she noticed me.
I exist.
Ooh, we're getting the first roster reveal for 2K19 in the next 24 hours. They literally just tweeted it 10 minutes ago.
Oh,
Wow, great timing, sons of bitches. 10 at night.
Spoiler alert. It's
everyone
gonna be
from last
everyone.
year.
Yeah, it's like I don't think they're
Same
gonna
outfits.
Where did we go?
Don't ruin my excitement. This is like the best time of year for me.
We talked about Jay Lethal versus the winner of the Overtop Battle Royal.
George Janela.
This is what I think is going to be match of the night: Kenny Omega versus Pentagon Jr.
It's gonna be stupid.
I mean, it's
Stupid
There is
good.
there is not a single match on here that doesn't have the potential to be match of the night. Like, if we're being completely honest, like literally every single one of these matches could steal the show.
The worst match on the show was going to be like a 4-star instead of a 5.
Right? It's like wow. It's like, oh wow, they got 3.5 stars.
What was the point of even having the
Bathroom
match?
break.
You have to pee sometime. Like that's gonna be a thing.
No, we're all going to be sitting on the couch just holding
With
it. Going,
bottles.
Yeah.
Hell too. I'm just gonna pause it.
Shannon's got those empty 2 liters of Pepsi. Just he's
No,
planning
I
ahead.
stopped that, sir.
You didn't
For
keep,
the most part.
but you didn't keep the old ones for this.
No, but I'll
Anticipate my needs.
I'm sorry. Tonight I will go to the store and get some more 2 liters and drink them tonight. It's fine.
Just dump them in the
it.
toilet.
No. Don't waste.
Nick Aldis versus Cody for the NWA Championship.
I'm excited about that match.
I'm super excited
After
for that
seeing
match.
Nick Aldis in person, and because I was never a big fan of Magnus, I never cared. I'm just
Right.
gonna be honest, I never cared. But seeing Nick Aldis as the NWA champion, carrying himself with such prestige, like it's got me hyped for this match.
Yeah, no, it's
And then Cody's also known.
It's that thing that we talked about before he came to CCW, where it's like for the same reason. A lot of people never looked past his run as Magnus,
Right.
Which he like did what he could with, but then once he became,
Himself.
he kept the name, but once the gimmick shifted away from like the gladiator thing,
Right.
Like people just never really gave him a shot, which is criminal and it's
Right.
unfortunate. But now he's really able to. He's doing a great job of reestablishing not only himself but the NWA Championship.
NWA championship being so prestigious at this point. Yeah.
And then the main event is the Young Bucks and Kota Ibushi versus Rey Mysterio, Rey Fenix, and Bandito.
Did you see Cody Rhodes' tweet on why that's the main?
No.
I was actually
I know
curious
there's
about
a.
that.
It was a super sweet message where it was. I'll try to find.
Oh
it, but
wait, no, wasn't it because so I saw something, and correct me if I'm wrong, but because it wasn't Cody that tweeted it, it was one of the Young Bucks, because someone was trying to give them shit for being in the main event, and they're like, you said you would never put yourself in the main event of a show you booked, and it was like, well, yeah, we didn't plan on it until literally everyone else refused to be in the main event.
I'll see if I can find it, but it was really sweet because it was like, oh god, Kota Ibushi, like my favorite. I'll try to find it. It was really nice. Just go to the next one and I'll try to get it.
The next one.
Well, that was the main event.
Well, hell's bells.
Allie, what's your favorite match of the night?
I don't know.
All of them.
All of them.
Good answer.
Great answer.
Great answer.
Crushed it. Not newsworthy, but he's not human. Alistair Black posted a video on Instagram of him doing like a 350-pound squat 4 weeks after having groin surgery.
Yes.
Why though? Like precious cargo.
It's those what is he? He's
Alistair Black.
No, but like what nationalities? I'm trying to remember.
Holland. He's from Holland. Dutch.
Dutch.
Those
Dutch, man. There was a movie
Hollandaise.
called
He's Hollandaise.
in,
I'm so sorry. I'm such a big fan.
in the movie Predator.
He's gonna hear this and hate me now.
Arnold Schwarzenegger played a character named Dutch, and he was tough. The Dutch are just.
What do you think about the new Predator movie featuring Super Predator?
I want to see it. I didn't want to see it until the newer trailers. Once, because it looks like they gave all the spoilers away in the trailer.
Super Predator.
Yeah, and the fact that everyone dies. But because they had the dude in the lockup, like what happened, and he's telling the story, and then it shows the people. But I realize now that I think they're separate from each other.
He found it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we're
So
talking
it's
about
fine.
Predator. We're talking about Predator.
Nothing will ever be as good as the first Predator film, by the way, which Allie fell asleep
Oh,
during, which I
Jesus.
still don't understand. I was going to show her Predator 2.
But those
which,
bodies.
Which isn't, the lineup in Predator. You got Carl
Hey,
Weathers,
Hey,
what was that
Jesse the Body Ventura.
tweet?
It's
All right.
all about muscle mass.
So that
Asa.
tweet.
The second one had Danny Glover.
Oh my god.
So the tweet was the main event. Ray, who gave me my first break. The Bucks, who gave me my latest break. Ibushi, my favorite opponent in 2018. Phoenix, the best wrestler not enough people are talking about. And Bandino, booked on sight unseen, but I got a feeling.
Yeah, I don't know
So-
Bandito.
That's why they're the main.
Okay. Well, and I saw that, like I said, I saw the thing that one of the Young Bucks had tweeted about how literally everyone else refused to be the main event.
Because if you watch the Being the Elite where they were like trying to make Kenny the main event, and he was like, "No, I'm not doing that." And then they just like the semi-main. That's almost as bad. And then like, yeah.
It's going to be a great show. It's this weekend. We're going to watch it together. And legitimately, this is the first show we've watched together that I've been excited about since probably a year and a half. Like, I love watching wrestling with you guys, but more so because the pizza, because of the camaraderie. But I'm actually excited to watch
for the actual
wrestling.
The actual event.
So I'm super excited about this. And it's going to be a great show. We'll let you know what we think about it next week. But I can't imagine this being short of technical difficulties, because this is new and it's indie. Short of technical difficulties, I don't see how this is anything but a 5-star show.
If we want to be careful, I'll put it up on New Japan, and we'll just pay the $20 for Honor Club, and we'll just hope one of them works.
There is a fear of mine that there will be...
because like Honor Club, not Honor Club, ROH has had a history of their pay-per-views not
working correctly.
Yeah. It's a very well-known thing. Like, a lot of refunds get issued. So hopefully
we don't want a refund.
Yeah, and
we want the wrestling.
And this is this is the biggest show. Like, this could potentially be bigger than like their biggest pay-per-views.
Yeah.
That are like, Super Card of Honor.
This reminds me of every time they release like a multi-massive online role-playing game. And the very first day, no one can get online because the servers are crashed.
Because everybody's online.
And it's like, did you not expect this?
Right.
Alberta is the closest thing that Canada has to like Texas and Alabama, and he does like the Trailer Park Boys.
Son of a... All right.
Back.
Lastly, let's talk about CCW. Cape Championship Wrestling had their Homecoming 3 event over the weekend, and it was a lot of fun. It was, and I put this on Facebook before Big Roger Mathis decided to kayfabe me, whatever, that it was a beautiful disaster. And what I meant by that was the fact that there were so many technical problems that were out of everybody's control. They just happened. But I don't think Roger got what I was... Maybe he got what I was trying to say. Maybe he was effing with me. I don't know. But the point of what I was trying to make was that despite the fact that there were so many technical problems, no one lost their head. No one like flipped out and said, we're screwed. Everyone was super professional. Everyone got the job done. And they turned what could have been a true disaster for the first time ever in CCW history, like a show that was literally off the rails, into what I thought was super enjoyable. There was a big concern backstage, and this is non-kayfabe show, so we can pull the curtain back a little. There was a big concern backstage that there were too many in-ring promos because a lot of stuff got messed up. Videos wouldn't play. There was a wrestler who unfortunately didn't get there on time because he had to get materials together, and he lived pretty far away. So there was a lot of stalling in the ring. If you were there, you saw that there was a 10-minute promo by Austin Lane, which got the first ever boring chance in CCW history. But I don't think it was because they were bored. It's because they were just giving Austin Lane shit.
Right. And it's one of those things where it's like, it's so much better for, Austin Lane, the big heel of CCW, to get that chance than like you.
Right.
Trying to,
God, don't ever put that in my head. Oh my God. But yeah, so despite that fact, it was a great promo by Austin Lane.
Yeah.
Like, any wrestler that can have a crowd in his hand for 10 minutes is spectacular, especially on the fly.
Yeah.
Literally told, just go out there and do something. Lane and I cut a long promo. Billy Hills cut one of his best promos to date, I thought.
Oh,
super
the end of the
intense.
night?
Yeah.
That was like... I loved that. I love like super... Because like I've seen people online give Jason a lot of shit for having Billy go face. Like, he's the best heel you have. You're the ones cheering him.
Right.
So why are you mad when they turn him?
Right.
But and especially because it's Billy, his character doesn't change.
He's just Billy.
Now he's just not with the Pinnacle anymore, and he's not really cheating.
He's like Stone Cold.
So he can
he's
still get,
Stone
like,
Cold.
it was awesome to see him get that like super intense and like... And again, it's nice that just, okay, I'm a good guy, you're a good guy, we get along. Because, like, it's nice that there is now tension between Lane and Billy.
But not in a heel way.
Yeah, but it's not in a, like... But it can happen and Billy still be in the right. Like, in the story, so...
Technical issues aside, which, again, it was a very messed up show. Kelly Blankenship, who is the best person in history.
It's true.
I don't know if I think I told you this. We were getting in the ring. I was in the ring, and Kelly was coming down for something. I don't remember what it was. And Kelly leaned up to me and said, like, this, you've been doing this for a year now, and this is your first indie show. Welcome to the indies. Imagine if you had to, he said, imagine if you had to do this shit every week. I was like, no, thank you. That's crazy. But aside from the technical stuff, it was a fantastic show, and some of my favorite new people that I've met were at this show. The Wise Church.
Yeah.
were amazing.
Yeah, I'm so happy with the stuff that I really hope that the audio works out. Have you had a chance to listen to it yet?
No, because I haven't gotten Allie's. I've got Mandy's footage, but she didn't give me. That was on
The hard cam.
So
Was that
they
on the hard
used
cam?
the hard cam for
the video,
the video,
which I don't have any of that
then
footage yet.
we used my camera
for audio.
to
Just in
try and
case.
get the audio.
Yeah.
But we had a microphone there. We had two because we really wanted to get it because it was legitimately. We do promos for the show all the time, but this was probably my favorite set.
Yeah.
And the fact that there was like the countdown that we can air week by week.
Yeah, like
was
that.
really cool.
Like I was super happy with that. They were just a pleasure to work with.
Oh my god,
like
so incredible. And they've been built up to us for a while. I know Austin built them up, Jason built them up as these great guys, but they know each other forever. How are
Right.
they going to react to the internet tough guys
Right.
when we get in there like Austin would call us? And they were super polite to us, incredibly, and anything we wanted to do. What do you guys want to do? We'll do stuff. Love it.
Yeah,
Love it.
they were awesome. And
Savannah Stone.
I was really happy with us being able to with the stuff that we got from them. Like
Yeah.
I was super happy with that. Savannah Stone is great. Like she was a lot of fun.
Loved her in-ring promo.
I love her in-ring promo was amazing. But one of my favorite moments with her was just backstage as we were spitballing the thing with Sarah and
The idea of what we would do.
Yeah, and her just kind of like, I'm not super comfortable doing taped promos, but put a microphone in my hand when I'm in the crowd, like in front of the crowd, and it's way different. Which which makes total sense. And yeah, and like the intensity that she brings, like that's one that I really hope that she continues to come back.
Yeah, me too. All the new people that we've met.
Oh, yeah,
I hope they come back. Wise Church, like if they're, I asked them before they left because they won the tag titles from Roscoe and Lisa.
Right.
So clearly they're going to come back at some point.
We'll see him at least one more time.
Right. But I asked, I think it was Reno, because I don't remember who it was.
Smaller dude.
I think it was a smaller dude.
Yeah, it's Reno.
But I asked him, are you guys coming back? Are you going to be, a staple of the show? And he was like, yeah, we should be. And I was like, yes. Because we're very much in a transitionary period where some guys are now doing other things, so they can't come in all the time. Sarge, of course, is booked down at EIW for the most part and can't come in very often. Although I heard rumors.
It's not rumors. He's
Yeah, it
coming
was
back.
confirmed on CCW Live. He's going to
bet
be
who
at
his opponent is in the
Red
future.
Devils Revenge
Yeah, we don't know
3.
who that is.
We don't know who that is.
And then Mikey and Zach and Roscoe Eat Lisa, like they're everywhere.
Yeah.
Especially like we said on CCW Live, like Mikey is doing Roscoe Eat Lisa stuff. He is doing single stuff still. So
Yeah.
he just is
He's all over the place.
all over, which is awesome.
Yeah.
So hopefully they'll be back sooner.
That match was good. Wise Church won the titles, and I'm really happy about it. Allie's parents were there. Allie was worried because her dad is a pastor. Allie was worried that the Wise Church would have offended them. I have proof, as I watched Mandy's footage, when the Wise Church won, her dad applauded.
Was it an actual clap, or was it something's over, I should clap now?
I
Because-
No, actual clap. We're
yeah,
keeping it.
I mean, I can't
Because your
testify
dad,
to that.
your dad respects another pastor. Like that's
And the dude is a legitimate pastor.
yeah, like for
Yeah.
real. That's what he does.
The whole show was really good, and we don't have a lot of time, so we can't just pick out every
Yeah.
single thing. Hernandez was really cool from Impact and Lucha Underground. He was there.
Like, I was super happy to see him like not only put over CCW but Hollis on
Yeah.
Twitter. Like he took to Twitter and put out multiple tweets about how much fun he had at CCW and how
and
like,
he put over Hollis in the ring.
and like Hollis beat him,
Which
which
is
I think
surprising.
I saw, and like that's one of the first times we've had a like star come in
And get
lose.
pinned.
and lose and actually get pinned. Like they've been on the losing team
Right.
or they've just won.
Right.
Something, not necessarily cleanly,
Right.
but
But yeah, Hernandez lost. I mean, he didn't lose clean, but he lost clean-ish.
more clean than Jake Durden.
Can we mention just for a second? I don't know if Hollis is listening, but can we mention Hollis's chest?
Oh.
Hernandez
seeing him-
lit him up like a Christmas tree.
Him
Over
backstage.
and
Dalton and I were sitting next to each other, like Sadie was there, and we're just like every single because he put him in the corner and then quieted the crowd down and then delivered just a gross chop, and then he did that at every corner.
Yeah.
And then he did like 2 more chops just for good measure.
And then every time Hollis would chop back, me and I was sitting up there with Brian, and we chop back. We look at each other. We're like, it wasn't bad. And then Hernandez would just collapse his chest in.
And then you need earplugs.
yes.
So you want to talk about how Hollis whenever he was doing his entrance, went to a corner, and then whenever he did the thing of flicking his cigar, he flicked it directly at me to where it hit my hand that was holding my camera.
Was it lit?
No.
Oh, thank God.
No, he did that once in the arena and got us all yelled at.
And then he turned around and took his vest off and kicked it directly into Mandy's face.
Oh, it hit her directly in the face.
And afterwards, I was talking to him. He was like, how am I supposed to like apologize for this, but still look like a bad guy? He was like, how am I supposed to tell her I'm sorry, but play it off like I'm a bad guy?
There were 2 times in the ring, one in the ring and one out, where after he did it to Mandy, I walked up to him and I was like, oh, that was a good shot right in Mandy's face. And he tried not to smirk. And then on the outside of the ring, so there was a sign that Mr. Pink had brought that said, Austin Lane fears Mr. 100. And on the back it said, and Dalton too, which freaking unbeknownst to me would actually have meaning by the end of the night. And it was just a lucky shot.
Yeah,
but
thanks.
Fortunately, Hollis, for whatever reason, grabbed that sign from the crowd and tore it up when Mr. Pink was in the bathroom. He came back and his sign was gone, and he ripped it up. And when Hollis was laid out on the outside after Hernandez border tossed him, I walked up to him and I said, you shouldn't have ripped up my sign, bitch. And Hollis just smirked again. Oh, gotta love him so much. I'm sad he's not going to be there next month.
Same.
Yeah. But it's going to be a good show anyway. Austin Lane, Jackson Crowley, Marco Stunt, incredible match. Marco, again, as tired as he is, did some stupid stuff, including a dive off of the balcony.
That went way better than what they were pitching. Like, because we were there early. They were going over some stuff, and like some of those ideas were. That was a better idea than what.
And hearing Austin Lane through the whole show before the bell time playing the role of concerned father to Marco was legitimately sweet. Like, because kind of ironic because I legitimately thought that it was his son the first time I met him.
Yeah. I mean, he broke his hand catching Marco off of that dive.
Yeah. As soon as he hit backstage, he hit the ground and his hand was swollen up.
I thought he broke his hand on my face.
No, that's just the thing we're saying to make you sound better.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
We're going to get to it. Give us a second. Whole show was good, and I think we mentioned that.
I really enjoyed the Billy Joey match.
I did too, especially the way it started.
Yeah,
I love when
just
things
the way. Yeah,
and that's what I loved about the show is even though there were technical difficulties. So Sarah couldn't wrestle because she didn't get the correct thing in time. Or
she didn't have her she didn't have her paperwork.
Right.
She forgot to go pick it up.
No, so normally she's like, because we were talking about it backstage because she was super pissed because of other people. She was not able to leave work on time.
Right.
So she normally is able to leave at 3, but every day this week she wasn't able to leave until after 5 and the doctor's office was closed.
Closed at 5
Yep.
and the only thing that was open after that was a clinic that that could not get her records.
Yeah, so
Right.
she had it all done. She just couldn't get the paperwork for it.
So she couldn't wrestle because of that, and they had to replace her with Marnie, who thankfully was there.
Yeah.
Megan was there. Justin and Brandon didn't happen because Brandon unfortunately is injured, or maybe not even injured, but taking it easy on his neck.
He has a pre-existing neck injury that has since been somehow re-aggravated.
Right,
And
so-
he has he legitimately just does have in his shoulder and upper body there he has no feeling.
He threw punches and clotheslines at training this week, which was a bummer.
Right.
Because I knew he wanted to do more.
And then on the show, he came and they actually cut a great angle with him and Justin. Where when I first heard about it, I thought it was a little basic, but seeing it in the ring and the magic that they create, I don't know why I ever
Their
doubt
chemistry
anybody. It's so good.
Him and Justin have great chemistry together.
Kicked him in the junk.
Yep.
Brandon went down, and you can hear it in the audio, which I'll have to cut, unfortunately. But to hear Kelly, the whole conversation between me, Kelly, and Brandon, when Kelly asked him, "Do you want me to massage him?" and Brandon covering his face, trying not to laugh. And then I told Kelly, I was like, all right, you take left, I'll take right. And Brandon's like, shut up. So that was incredible. And then Sean Hoodrich couldn't wrestle because he couldn't get his, he didn't get the right stuff in time. And he drove back to Nashville to get it and then came back
and
again.
try to make it back on the show.
So there was a lot of technical errors, but the matches that did happen, which I think there were 4 matches instead of 4, technically 5, because
There was
of
5
with Savannah and Marnie, but there were supposed to be 7.
Yeah.
So the 2 matches didn't really happen, but it was still a great show. And then the end of the show, and again, I can't stress enough how great it was. You can catch it in a couple of weeks on Chaos when we'll have the edited for TV version.
Dalton.
Damone. Brandon.
Yeah,
Brandon.
I definitely pulled a playbook from my trainer and swore a lot.
Yeah, which in your case, I think is warranted, and we'll explain why in a second. But when you're just in a wrestling match and you drop the F-bomb occasionally, it might be time to clean up your act, Brandon. While he's taking time off for his neck, maybe he should go get some manners, too. Anyway, so the end of the show, I don't know about it because Dalton didn't tell me. Thank you. Or else I would have loved to have been out there to see it. But Dalton, and I should have known something was up because Austin Lane very much got in my face when he was cutting his promo saying, if anyone cheers, you stop them or I'm going to slap a fan. But I thought it was just
Austin.
Yeah. I'll slap a fan. So I don't know what's going on, and I'm going to give my version of it, and then you can tell everybody what happened.
Yeah.
I'm upstairs with Brian, and I'm coming downstairs, and I get caught by somebody. I don't remember who it was. We're talking, and then all of a sudden, we see a bunch of people grab Austin and walk him out. And whoever I was talking to, I didn't see it. They said, did something happen with a fan? Did Austin hit a fan? And at first I thought, no way. But then when I saw the way they were dragging him out, it very much looked like Austin was pissed at somebody. And I thought, oh, I wonder if some fan got in his face. That's stupid. So I walked to the back. I have no idea what happened.
Yes.
We all talk. And then at the end of the show, Dalton, Asa, and Allie come up to me. And Dalton's like, so Austin's a dick? And I was like, what are you talking about? He can slap me. And Dalton deadpan, serious face. I've never seen him so serious. And I was like, are you kidding? Was it supposed to? And then he goes, yeah, I'm going to fight him at a match later. I was like, son of a bitch. Now tell us your version.
That was pretty much that, except everybody around me knew. Well, I had two people around me that knew, and then nobody else did. Austin came up and slapped the shit out of me.
He slapped you so hard. I saw the video you showed me, but it wasn't until I saw Mandy's video.
And Austin, if you're listening, thank you for that. Because so I was supposed to not do what I did.
You were supposed to fall.
I was supposed to actually cower to it, but here's the thing: I've never been hit in my face. I've never gotten hit in the face before.
Did you have that adrenaline rush right after?
Yeah. So it was bad enough that I got hit in the face, and I didn't fall down, but I was like, all right, cool, I'm good. And then he pushes me, so I got hit, and then he hit me again. So then I got mad because I was like, I thought it was one hit, not two. So then Asa grabbed me, and then it was 2 seconds of lizard brain popped in where I was like, I'm gonna kill him. And then I felt Asa grab me. I was like, oh. I wasn't supposed to do this.
Well, because he tried to be all coy about it, and I was like, no, if it's not you're telling me. So I made him tell me, and then we were trying to figure out where he needed to stand so he would fall on someone, and I was like, well, no, just go straight down. And so that's the impression that I'm working under, is that this thing happens, Austin does it, Dalton drops, and then whatever else happens. I didn't know, I had no idea. So then it turns into, Austin cracks Dalton on the side of the face, which it made a good sound.
Yeah.
With a broken hand, it better have.
Yeah.
He hit me with the broke hand.
Yeah, afterwards I was like, did you hit him with the broken hand? He was like, yeah.
It basically turned
Because
to jelly.
I told him to hit me with the left. He was like, well, I don't know how to pull my left. I was like, I don't care. Just hit me with your left. I don't like
Yeah,
that.
so you're like, oh, I told him to actually hit me, and then you're mad that he actually hits you. But so
I didn't think you'd do it.
so he cracks Dalton. And then I'm expecting him to drop, and then it's okay, so now I need to react. But instead, then the shove happens, and Dalton starts going over the guardrail.
Yeah, he starts.
So I'm like, okay, well, I guess I'm gonna be pulling him back now. Again, thinking, all right, Dalton knows better. So why is this motherfucker trying to get past me? Why is he? Oh, he's girthier. And I thought, so he ends up moving past me. So I'm behind him, trying to pull him from behind. And I'm like,
I had 3 or 4 fans that had no idea.
And then
there
that
was
point,
fans that didn't know what was going on.
Don and Tony and
Mr. Pink,
other people were trying to separate, and then
Kelly and CeeLo. That's whenever my brain really started to calm down because I started yelling at Kelly. And that's because I swore a couple of times.
Now when you say you swore, are we talking about, oh, you dastardly jackass?
No, I think I yelled that motherfucker, and this is bullshit, Kelly, and you know it.
That's why we lost Hunter. Shit like that. So the point of it, and we can't reveal too much. We can't reveal too much right now, but Austin slapped Dalton, and it's definitely setting something up. And again, who would have thought 2.5 years ago when we started working with CCW.
This was the exact stupid shit we said would never happen.
With this exact thing, we always said no one will ever care about us. We'll never be anything. And now, literally, Allie's the goddamn it girl of the year in CCW.
It's because of Jeff Odell.
Asa is like the most beloved interviewer and announcer. Oh, no, you totally are.
Yeah, you are.
Why else would Jeff Odell want to specifically work with you? He mentions you all the time.
Oh,
Where's Asa?
I genuinely didn't know that, so that makes me feel nice. I knew that, but
Dalton is actually involved in a storyline and physical with the best of the best, one of the most legendary wrestlers, Austin Lane, and I'm hosting this podcast. It's fantastic. We've all done
that's
all you do.
I got to do ring announcing, which is legitimately one of the coolest things I've ever done.
Still
doing. Yes, it's
still can.
Shut up. Yeah. All right. Yeah. I'm staying.
Hey, it worked.
That wasn't going to be like a huge reveal thing, was it?
No.
Okay.
No, all right.
So
here's the thing. And I'm going to mention it one time because the last thing I want to do is take anything attention away from what this man is doing right now. Something happened. I quit. It was a legitimate quit. I was frustrated. I talked to Jason and Brandon. They made it very clear to me that steps were taken to make sure things like this don't happen. And I said, I will stay. I'm not going to make a big deal about it. I'm not going to announce it on Facebook. I'm just going to show up and do my job. That's it. That's the end of the story. We have our next show September 29th at the Shawnee Parkway, which is a new place. We've never worked there before. And I've been in there one time.
It's a nice building.
It is a nice
and
building.
It's like I've been there for it's a voting location.
It is. That's where I vote. Yeah.
Okay.
That's where I've been. That's why I voted there. And it's going to be seated only, no bleacher seats. It's it's more than likely going to sell out. We're going to have a hot crowd.
This is a limited. It's kind of like the Delta show.
Yeah.
Where there is a cap. Whereas Arena, potentially we have the potential CCW has the potential to sell out the Arena building, but 9 times out of 10, if you show up the day of to buy your tickets, you're gonna get you'll have bleacher sheet, bleacher
seats.
Flip flap flap. I'm having a stroke. Bleacher seats.
Do you smell toast?
No! Bleacher seats, or you may even get floor seats depending on the night. Whereas this one, I think they're capping it at 200, 250.
2 to 250 is what Jason said.
Somewhere in there. Like it's
going to be kind of like the Delta show.
Yeah, so they may end up like there's more extra space. I'm assuming. I don't know. I don't know how it's going to be set up. I don't know if they have like the whole building or whatever, or how that's going to work. They may have room for standing room only. So they may sell some of those tickets, but that's pure conjecture on my part. Don't take that as CCW gospel, because I have no authority to make that decision.
Not yet.
But that could be a possibility. But Friday night,
5:45.
5:45, capewrestling.com. Tickets go on sale. $13 for front row. Those will sell out incredibly quickly. They always do. Yeah. And then second row and back is general admission. Those are $11. They will be cheaper if you buy online than if you pay at the door.
Yep. Although there are some special deals.
And then there is the Papa John's special deal,
the family 4-pack.
The family 4-pack, where you can get 4 tickets, general admission for $40,
which is very, very cool.
Yeah,
I'm going to talk to Jason legitimately and see if we can do something with Gaming Grounds where maybe we can do a deal of buy a ticket, buy a second row or whatever, get a $5 gift card to Gaming Grounds or something. I think we could do. I'd like to help out with this. It's getting to a point where we're losing more and more front seats for us. Whereas I left because of the ring announcing. Allie left because of the camera. Dalton's going to be wrestling. And
maybe.
Legitimately,
eventually.
Yeah.
And I legitimately feel like at some point you're going to be on some kind of role where you're not going to be.
I've already kind of, like, I haven't talked to Jason about it, but I'm already,
you're planning things?
I'm already, like, I'm probably not going to be front row at this show. Like, I'll probably be, like, I would like to be backstage to be able to, like, if something goes wrong, like, if they have an extra person back there that can find, like, go looking for someone or needs to find Jason or something
like a road agent, kinda.
I would like to be able to be helpful in that way. So
the only bad thing is when Jason and Brandon were here talking to me, they specifically mentioned how as we have grown more important within the company, it's also very apparent that we're not in the front row cheering anymore. And every time one of us disappears, it gets quieter and quieter because we were they said we were the leaders in the chants and the crowd reactions. So they said it's noticeable.
Which was mostly just to get a laugh out of each other and to try to kind of break the wrestlers.
But damn, it worked.
And it did, because some of the stuff that we would come up with was funny.
So hey,
Blaster.
If you're oh god, if you're sitting out there going, man, I want to be a part of CCW more. What should I do? Be loud at the wrestling show.
Yeah.
That's what we did.
Yeah. We were just obnoxious, and then
So
that's still one of
now we did it properly.
Oh yeah.
Because we never we are awesome. We never once tried to start a
never chanted CM
PW. Like, we never tried to do that.
Right.
We always kept it focused on the actual wrestlers.
Yeah.
And trying to make them laugh or get a reaction out of them, because those interactions as a fan and a wrestler, unless they punch you in the mouth, is like really is the most fun you can have at an indie show. But that is legit one of my favorite moments from CCW is we're all in the front row. It is when the LA Hustlers make their debut. And it's Billy had already come out and we'd already given him just so much crap, and he'd already been talking about the Hustlers beforehand. Like in the weeks leading up to it, talking about like how good they were. And then when they come out, they zero in on us like immediately.
Yup.
They just like, they come straight to us and get in our face and do Bradley and Lamont things, which are hilarious. And then after the show, talking to Billy, I told him that, and he's like, oh no, yeah, they pay attention to who in the crowd they can mess with. And I was like, oh, I genuinely thought that it was because
You told him.
that like Billy or Jason or someone had been like, hey, if you want heat, go to them
Right.
because they'll, they play along.
Right. No, it's
But instead, it was just like because we were being obnoxious to the heels and supportive of the faces. And
It's incredibly important to play to like the people that are loud. That's and that's why you should be loud at wrestling shows. My favorite. Each of us have a moment that I absolutely love involving the wrestlers. Like Dalton, obviously, by default, right now has to be Austin slapping the shit out of him. But there have been other times. Asa, whenever you
Del Tucker.
How
do you don't even know how to spell scum.
DELL.
you almost lost the letter.
Yeah, the M.
Allie and Jeff Odell. Allie
Oh,
and Jeff
God.
Odell has the best
Feud
chemistry.
of the year.
Yeah, if you need to go watch Chaos on YouTube and watch Allie's episode with Jeff
Bro,
Odell.
you're getting a manager's license if I ever have to wrestle somebody in
she
the
is
pinnacle.
the it girl in CCW. And I miss my interactions with Brandon. I love when he would grab me by the face and say things like, you're wasting this big body, do something. And I would be like, what are you talking about? And that wasn't a gimmick. I actually wanted to know what the hell he's talking about. All right, we got to get out of here. We've been way over the budget podcast. Ass taken. All right, we're going to thank you guys. We're going to be back tomorrow for Podzilla After Dark, and it should be a very, very good show. I want to thank you guys for listening, of course, and spending your time with us on this Wednesday evening. Asa, take us out.
Facebook.com/Podzilla1985. We talked about it last night or earlier tonight. I don't know. Who are you people? But we love you.
It's been a while.
If you give us a like on Facebook and introduce yourselves, we will love you more. So thank you for that. And just for listening to this. Podzilla1985.com. You can go there, catch up on some back issues. I always call episodes issues. I don't know what's wrong with me.
I think it's because we have issues
We do.
when we record them.
Jesus.
Go check out some of the older episodes. Jesse, Trevor, and myself just recorded the newest Nerds for Hire last night. We talked about a lot of D&D and tabletop gaming, as well as we gave thoughts and previewing the new Spider-Man game that's going to be coming out next Friday. So that's
so quick.
Oh, I'm so excited about that. Go to patreon.com/Podzilla1985 if you want to support us monetarily. Every little bit is greatly appreciated. We just used the money given to us by you, the fans, to buy a new power adapter for our soundboard because that one was breaking quickly and was running down on us. So thank you for everyone who's ever donated. And hopefully if you have just anything extra, even $1 a month, just really sends that message that you love us, and we can't get over just the fact that anyone would donate at all. So thank you for that. Also, like I said, Friday night, 5:45 p.m., capewrestling.com. Tickets will be available for CCW Best of the Best 3, Shawnee Park Center. This is a show you're not going to want to miss. PCO is going to be going one-on-one against Marco Stunt. That alone is going to drive... I guarantee this will be a sellout.
Yes.
Just based on...
This is going to be one of the best shows
that
we've ever
match
done.
alone could sell 200 tickets.
Yep.
On top of, SB making his return to face Jackson Crowley.
And it's called Best the Best. What the hell's Austin going to do?
We don't know.
We don't know. What's he going to do? It's going to do you.
Who's he going to do?
Also, before you finish up with the bit,
Yes.
Lindsay posted something to my wall.
The pizza?
The biggest pizza of all time. And
Yeah,
I'm
I saw that.
so hungry at this point. So hungry.
It is 10:42, fam.
So we could have wrapped up the show right then.
Oh, go to hell.
And then you decided to just interject this other story, delaying the inevitable. And you would do that on Rusev Day.
There it is.